You're watching the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network. Now it's time for the Brent and Austen Show.
Happy Friday. Weekend's almost here. Maybe we got one foot in the parking lot. NCAA tournament last night. The baseball season's already over. The Brewers lost their first game. I'm over it. Hamby's Braves lost their first game. They're out. It's been a fun season.
Ooh.
10:30 to 11:30. Going to have UNF coach Matthew Driscoll hanging out with us, talking about the tournament, talking about recruiting, talking about the transfer portal. Man, I can't wait to pick his brain about just, Hamby, listen, man, I respect coaches to the nth degree. I couldn't imagine trying to be a basketball coach in this landscape, in this era, where you got guys leaving nonstop. Do you recruit high schoolers? Do you just look in the portal yourself? I really can't wait to break this down here with Coach Driscoll. Tournament games last night, though, Hamby. UF wins in decisive fashion.
Yes.
Even despite a big man out, for a little bit, they had no issues in that game. Really makes you wonder if there was some distractions with Maryland and their coach, whether or not he's going to be taking the Villanova job or not. And then I thought he had the soundbite of the night at the press conference when he says, "I don't know what I'm doing." And obviously ESPN took that and rolled with it, right? Where it was just a header with his face saying, "I don't know what I'm doing." Didn't give the context or anything, just, "I don't know what I'm doing."
Good journalism.
Great journalism. But, first of all, Hamby, how's the bracket looking?
Oh.
We're all good, right? Because I might be in last place.
No, Austin, I had Maryland beating Florida, and that was kind of like my last ditch.
So I'm going to be beating you then, thank
because
God.
My champion is still in it. I still have Tennessee.
Okay.
Right? But I did so poorly on literally everything else that my one last shot was that I would get Maryland beating Florida. So everybody that had Florida, I think that the 40% of our 130 brackets that had Florida, I'd pretty much be above them as long as Tennessee won tonight.
Yeah.
And made it, at least to the Elite Eight.
Yep.
That didn't happen. So I think that I have actually zero shot of
even being respectable.
Unless Tennessee wins it all. Sure. And Florida loses tomorrow.
Gotcha. Hamby, is it just me? Or is this tournament kind of listen, it's exciting because Florida, obviously, you get to watch them. But is it kind of losing some of the luster this year just because you have, I feel like, two dominant teams with Florida and Duke?
Okay, here,
there's still some other teams in it, but I just feel like that's what it's going to be.
Brent, wow.
Whoa. We're all good.
Whoa.
We're all good. It's Friday, man.
It's all good.
I'm over it.
Yeah. Hey, also, I love having Driscoll on.
Mm-hmm.
Need him a little extra today just to bring the energy.
Okay. Are you hurting? Are you tired? Are you not getting your 8 hours in, Hamby?
I've taken 3 90-minute naps.
That's smart, though.
In the last 2 days.
And that's it.
And that's cut.
Okay, well, I'm going to be honest. At least you get your full sleep cycle in with a 90-minute nap, because they say either you do 20 minutes naps where you don't get in the deep sleep, but it's a restful nap, or you get 90 minutes. Definitely don't call me Brent again. But no, that's great that you're actually getting the full REM. But dude, not enough sleep, Hamby.
That's
you need to recover, man.
That was the last 2 days.
You have a wedding coming up.
I do. It's okay.
Okay.
So nonetheless, I'm going to appreciate when he makes his presence felt here.
Audible caffeine, Coach Driscoll.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right. What were we even talking about?
We were talking about how I feel like this tournament really isn't that exciting. Okay, I guess if you wanted to call Arkansas the Cinderella story because they were, a 10 seed, but did Arkansas really feel like a Cinderella story?
No, it didn't.
Yeah, because they were hurt in the beginning of the year. They rebounded towards the end of the season. And by the way, Coach Calipari is one of the respected coaches in the league.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think for 3 reasons, this tournament feels a little more lackluster than normal. I think 2 of those, though, are the same year in year out for me, who's a average college basketball fan.
Sure.
Number 1 is your point right there. There's not a true Cinderella team that everybody can hang on to who's not a fan of, because where do all of the average college basketball fans go when their team either is not even in the tournament or gets knocked out.
Let's go to the underdog. Yes.
Okay, they haven't had that. So They've kind of checked out, I feel. I don't know, maybe the ratings say otherwise, but that's how I feel.
Mm-hmm.
Here are the other two things that I think is year in and year out that I don't think that they can change, but it contributes to the loss of momentum. Okay. The momentum is at an all-time high. Obviously, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday of last week. We talked about it on the show. Is it the most exciting and best 4-day sports stretch in sports? And I think the answer was yes.
Yes, it is.
Then you take 3 days off.
Sure.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Again, you can't do anything about that. You're not going to put games on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday versus being able to put them on the weekend.
I would let the athletes rest a little bit. Yes, Hamby.
But having that 3-day lull period, that takes away from the average fan who if you kept playing, you're going to carry their momentum a little bit better. That's my take on it.
Yeah.
Again, you can't do anything about it because you're never going to put a game on Monday instead of a Friday.
No, I hear you.
The other part is we started 2 games last night at 11 o'clock.
Oh yeah, that was ridiculous.
Hey, that's almost as bad as Rob Manfred.
That was ridiculous.
Hey, Rob.
Hamby's got some beef.
Hey, Rob.
Hamby's got some beef today.
You want to know why the game's dying, Rob? At least by American viewership standards, is because first of all,
there's no steroids.
There's no steroids.
I'm kidding, but yeah.
Second of all, you ship the product overseas and say, hey, you two teams get a head start. Is the Tokyo series pretty cool? Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Why does that bother you so much? I mean, the NFL does it. I mean,
because everybody should start on the same day.
Actually, they did start the season off.
Everybody should start on the same day.
Okay.
Third of all,
it's 2 teams. Andy.
We had, how many games do we have? We had 14 games yesterday.
Sure.
10 of them were at 4 o'clock. How am I going to watch them? Put a game at noon. Put a game at 1.
Hamby.
Put a game at 2. Put a game at 3. Do it like March Madness does.
So this is your thing because people have to work
the
too.
dadgum games.
It's a Thursday.
So we can watch it.
Dadgum though, he goes. Hey, well, people are going to work regardless during the day usually. And by the way, Delphonic and Kilkenny, thank you very much. We'll talk about that maybe a little later with the Jaguars happy hour. Okay, so you have an issue with how they...
Delphonic, I didn't wake up on the wrong side of the bed. I've been awake.
He's been awake.
Here's my one saving grace.
Yeah.
Did you see the end of the Mets game last night?
No, I did not actually. Did the Mets win?
No, they didn't.
Okay.
But you didn't see how it ended?
No, I have no idea how it ended.
Okay, so look. When you have rivalries... Right, the accusation to the other team is that their fan base sucks so much.
Are you just this mad because the Braves got? Listen, man, I was joking. The season's not done. You guys are gonna be okay. But go ahead. Sorry.
That the other fan base.
You're good, man. Keep it rolling.
Sucks so much that they would rather you lose than your team win. Right. That they take more joy. Right.
Yes. Correct.
Okay. And I've always said, like for Georgia, Florida, that wasn't true for me. That I'd rather see Georgia win.
Yeah, because that's your rival.
Than Florida lose.
Correct.
Right, but that's the accusation.
Yeah.
Okay. Would I have rather seen the Braves win yesterday than the Mets lose? Yes. But Juan Soto struck out to end the game on a Josh Hader slider that was 2 feet outside. He hasn't chased a pitch that bad in 2 years. He's cooked. He's mailing it in.
Oh, wow.
He got $700 million. He said, I'm not going to take those pitches anymore. I'm not going to battle on 2-2 counts. I'm just going to let it rip. And he ends the game.
Mm-hmm.
Austen, he hasn't swung at a pitch that bad.
So we're essentially dancing on the grave now of Juan Soto for missing.
Oh, he's done.
He's done.
He's done.
He's done now.
Juan Soto's cooked.
Okay.
Brent's expectations and predictions are already go ahead and cancel them up, like my March Madness bracket.
Sure.
Except for he has to live with it for 6 months instead of 2 weeks.
Okay. Well, listen, this was a 1-game sample size, but if we're going to pal on Juan Soto, this is Austen, a 1-swing sample size.
I didn't see any other highlight from the entire game other than I've seen 1 pitch in that game.
Okay.
And it made my night.
Well, if we're going to go off 1-game sample size, hey, man, Are your Braves okay?
They'll be fine.
You guys going to be okay now?
Yeah.
Okay. Jesus. By the way, you know me, man. Brewers game. I say prime time, but it was on at 3 o'clock. I turn it on right away. I'm home. Got a nice water in my hand. Got my lunch.
A Saratoga?
Nice. Nah, man. I'm just straight up tap. Not tap, but like, filtered tap.
Oh, I go out of the bathroom sink.
You fancy, huh? Yes, but Freddie Peralta on the mound.
Yep.
I have a love-hate relationship with Freddie Peralta. I mean, he's a good player, but sometimes he's streaky. And first pitch of the game against the catcher. It wasn't the first pitch of the game. It was like the third pitch of the game against the leadoff hitter, which was a catcher, which I've never really seen before. Dude takes a yard. I'm like, oh, this is going to be one of those seasons, I think.
The first pitch of the game?
The first batter of the game. It wasn't the first pitch.
Went deep?
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
It's Yankee Stadium. You can hit a pop fly and that thing goes out the park.
That's true.
So, like, that kind of annoyed me because the announcer's like, well, if any other park, that would have been a routine pop fly. But here in Yankee Stadium, it's a leadoff homer for a catcher. And just, like, keep rubbing it in. But, the Brewers lose 2-4. I'll say 4-2. But I'll say this much, though. It was almost an epic signature Devin Williams collapse for the New York Yankees, who obviously from the Brewers goes to the Yankees. I think he had like a 35-pitch inning to save the game, but almost cost him because I think he had the bases juiced in the top of the ninth. Okay. So that almost went really bad for him, and that would have been just sweet victory for us. But it is what it is, man. It's one game. I'm not going to over-embellish. I'm not going to over-exaggerate. I'm not too worried about it. Yankees might be pretty good. They definitely have the bats to back it up. Now, shifting over, do you want to do NCAA basketball, Hamby, more, or do you want to do NBA basketball? Because one of the greatest games in a long time took place last night, and it's with the team that I feel like they have the name, but in terms of star power, in terms of equity, in terms of people tuning in to watch them, not so much. So where are we going? We're going to finish up college basketball, or do you want to talk about your resurgent Chicago Bulls?
Let me play.
We're going Bulls.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I need you to set this up because I couldn't play the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm starting it once the last shot is in the air.
Well, no. Why can't you play the whole thing?
NBA.
And I'm playing 2 minutes of Kendrick Lamar every day for Shock Your Mom.
That is true, but there's no visual attached.
Oh, okay, got it. Okay, so I have to set this up?
Well, okay, so so the Bulls were down 2.
Correct.
Right?
Yes.
With what, 10 seconds?
Something along those lines.
They steal an inbounds pass.
Correct.
They kick it to Kobe White.
Yes.
Wow. Okay, so first of all,
that's it.
Let me say one more thing.
Yeah.
Before we get into this. Okay, I think this is the second or third highlight of NBA basketball that I've watched all season.
Yeah, start because
0 minutes.
Hammy, I'm just telling you.
0 minutes.
I'm just telling you.
0 minutes.
I feel like you're not really new to the sports thing. Like you've been doing it for a while. There's gonna be a time where you're gonna have to talk about basketball. Okay, and I don't mean NCAA. I mean NBA basketball.
Yeah.
There's gonna be a dead period.
And guess what that is?
What's
right
that?
now. And Kobe White. I know him. He goes to. He went to UNC.
Oh, there you go. Okay. Gotcha. Yep.
So they kick it to him. He hits the 3. They go up 1.
So set the record with 6 seconds left in the game. Kobe White hits a 3-pointer. Josh Giddey assists. Lakers call a timeout with 6 seconds left.
Gotcha.
With 3.1 seconds left, down by 1, Austin Reeves makes a driving layup. A pretty impressive play. Sure. Austin Reeves has been kind of a stud this year. And the Lakers go up by 1. Now, no timeouts left for the Bulls.
How much time is so 3 seconds or less?
So we have 3.1 seconds left from the time that the ball goes through the hoop with no timeouts to try to get the ball down the floor to win the game for the Bulls, who are now down by 1.
Mm-hmm.
Josh Giddey himself. There's been 2 players in Bulls history that have had 5+ triple-doubles in a season. Michael Jordan's one of them. Josh Giddey is the other.
Giddey for the win! Go! My God! I cannot believe this! Elizabeth! I'm coming, baby! Oh, Lord! Improbable! Unbelievable! Impossible! Magic Giddey! Good day, mate! Somewhere in Australia, Sydney!
Can you please play it one more time? Who's Elizabeth?
Yeah.
Play it one more time, please.
You got it.
Can we play it?
Robotic. Pause.
The biggest pause. You can't say that. Oh, the Lakers fans the best.
Good day, mate.
Yeah.
I think he named like 3 or 4 other just random places in Australia after that.
Well, and you know, it's funny too. Last night, if you watched that Gators game, they were talking about us because the Florida Gators have a couple Australians. And the announcer was talking about how, like, you know, if you want these gritty, these legit players, they're in Australia and Serbia, and just kind of talking about these European countries. And like, he was trying to name all these Australians. And I'm like, yeah, they're okay. Like, you know, I think Joe Ingles was in that conversation.
Yeah.
I don't think he even mentioned Josh Giddey. He may have. But then obviously Josh Giddey comes out and drops that last night. A triple-double, 25 points, 14 rebounds, 11 assists. A guy who was essentially kind of an afterthought in OKC, kind of had a little bit of off-the-court issues that, you know, everyone's over that now. But impressive. And the fact that it was against the Lakers too, Hamby, I think kind of elevates it a little more. Just because, you know, it's the Lakers and you either love them or you hate them or you love to hate them. But the Bulls 33-40, you know, probably not going to make a playoff run anytime this year. But still a pretty cool atmosphere. I mean, listen, that in Chicago, at home, with a team that, you know, you're probably not going to go to the playoffs, they were lit.
They were.
Yeah. And shout out to Elizabeth.
Shout out to Elizabeth. Just getting her name dropped right there.
Yeah.
Opportune time.
I hope that's his wife. That's all I'm going to say. Because if that dude's married and it's not his wife, hey.
Oh, yeah.
Enjoy walking through that door.
Yeah. That'll be fun for him.
Yeah.
Especially coming off the night before. That was the LeBron tip-in, right? That's time expired?
Yes.
So back-to-back exciting finishes for the Lakers. Josh Giddey. Give me college. I don't feel bad.
Yeah, it's a great question.
By the way,
I mean, like, did he go to school? He's not from. Did he go to school in Australia?
Okay. See, this is also we've got this all wrong.
Okay.
And I appreciate this. This viewer, this listener that's very, very near and dear to me.
Yeah.
Dear old dad texts.
Your dad texted you. Okay.
He says, "Elizabeth, I'm coming to join you." Is a callback to the Sanford and Son sitcom.
I mean, I've seen it. I guess I don't remember that.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you remember him saying that?
No.
Okay. Well, there you go.
But I wasn't.
I mean,
it was done before I was alive.
I mean, listen, I appreciate, like, you know, that's kind of a callback for the olds, I guess, and, you know, more power to you. I feel like everybody on Twitter or Instagram heard that and thought a certain type of way.
Oh,
but
yeah.
anyways, yeah.
Hey.
So where did Josh Giddey go to college, please?
I don't know.
Andy.
Well, I was asking you.
Oh, and I said I don't know. Was it Australia? I thought you were looking it up. I got it right here. Went to high school in St. Kevin's College in Melbourne, Victoria.
Oh, so he was. Okay.
There you go.
Okay, best call you've heard so far
this season? I mean, okay.
Best, maybe not the right word.
No, I mean, I'm going to be honest. When I first heard this call last night, I thought it was like some reference to Macho Man Randy Savage and, you know, WWE because Queen Elizabeth, right? Or like Elizabeth, whatever. I think that was his wife, quote unquote, in the storylines and everything. That got kind of dark though too because he turned his back on. I was wrestling back in the early 90s, man. They're doing whatever they wanted, or 80s. But my favorite call, like, that's one of them just because of like how big of a game that was, Hamby. Like, you know, like, you can talk about golf calls and stuff, but like I always feel like those kind of lack sometimes enthusiasm just because, like, yeah, the crowd's insane, but it's a white ball rolling in a hole. We saw a three-pointer to go up by 1, then we saw a timeout with 6 seconds left, and then we saw Austin Reeves do his thing with a nice layup, and then we saw pretty much a half-court shot to win the game. Like, I feel like no matter what you say in that circumstance, you could have said whatever.
Well, he did say whatever.
Well,
he literally said...
Yeah. As long as you have it with enthusiasm and as long as the crowd is alive, which guess what? They were in Chicago, you're going to have a great call.
True. with that.
What about you? What was your favorite call of the year so far? You got one?
Nope. That's going to have to be the one because that's the only one I've heard the announcers on.
Yeah. I mean, you can go baseball. I mean, I don't know, man.
It just started.
I don't know if it was a great call yesterday or not.
No, just the Soto strikeout to end the game.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool. Hamby, what do you got for the brackets today? We got for these college games. You be watching it all. Like, how do you feel about this now? Like, since it's not really like any underdogs, since it's kind of all the front runners, like, does this kind of ruin the experience? You still gonna watch college basketball? Do I have to watch it and then they clue you in on it? What are we talking about?
So I watched as much as Florida's game as I could last night because I was coaching. Right during that one.
And by the way, did you get walked off?
We did get walked off. We've gotten walked off 3 games in a row.
You've been walked off 3 games in a row?
Yes.
Same closer or?
No.
Okay. What do you
2-1 game last night.
Okay. Sorry to hear that.
Yep. So it was insane.
Sure.
2-1 ball game. So nonetheless,
yes,
that was the only one I was able to watch yesterday.
Okay.
I will be watching tonight. I will be watching into the weekend. So my eyes will be on Tennessee, and can't wait to hear what Coach Driscoll says about Tennessee. And
yeah.
Chaz
and listen, as someone who went to school at Murray State, Kentucky, like that's the matchup, man. Like,
that is
UK versus Tennessee. Like maybe there's like a little rivalry when it comes to football, but man, like it's basketball all day with those two.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's gonna be a great matchup. You got Purdue and Houston, which I'm not gonna lie, can be a coin flip as far as I'm concerned. Like I have no idea how to call that one. Like obviously Houston. See, I'm just waiting for Houston to break someone's heart. That's what I'm waiting for. But maybe they can get over that hump this year. Maybe they are legit. You got Michigan, Auburn, who I think a lot of people, including myself, counted Michigan out, even though they won the Big Ten championship. But and Auburn's a team that I've been waiting for, them to fail as well. But so far, so good. And then Ole Miss and Michigan State, which I think Michigan State are going to be the heavy favorites there.
Well, that'll be
against Ole Miss.
Well, that means Ole Miss has got to be the most Cinderella-ish sleeper left. They're the highest seed.
Yeah, 6.
Ironically, Austin.
Yes.
Michigan State is 3.5-point favorites in that ball game. Houston is 8.5 over Purdue.
Okay. I mean, I guess I can see that. I figured the spread would have been bigger for Michigan State, though. Especially maybe it's just that Tom Izzo speech. Maybe I'm just biased right now, coming off that Tom Izzo motivational speech, where I'm like, this team's going to run, through a wall for him.
Right.
But also interesting too. So we got 3 Big Ten teams left, and we got 4 SEC schools left.
Oh man! And if Arkansas would have done it last night,
yeah. Well, Arkansas should have did it last night. They gave up a giant lead.
That would have been 3.
Yeah.
You would have been guaranteed 1 in the Tennessee-Kentucky game tonight. So that's 4. If Auburn wins, that's 5. And then Ole Miss is you're almost...
Which is kind of crazy because it looked like to start the tournament off that the SEC wasn't going to be that good this year.
And
a little overhyped, a little overrated.
Yeah.
But you guys have brought it now.
Well, yeah, I was thinking, what are they? I mean, come on now.
Yeah.
And, they're almost close here. If they take care of business today, I'm not even counting Ole Miss. But if Arkansas, you would have had 5 out of 8 Elite 8 teams from one conference.
Would have been impressive. But don't sleep in the Big Ten either. Hey, Hamby, before we go to break here, I want to ask you. So, obviously, it was day 1, opening day. It's done. And I think with football, they always say, I always say, but I think this is kind of shared in all circles. They always say that you make your biggest improvements from the first game to the second game.
Sure.
Now, obviously, in baseball, that's not the case because you have a pitching rotation.
Right.
You have players getting acclimated. It's completely different. But from a guy who knows the game inside out, I want to ask you this. How many games does it take you to figure out what kind of team you have? Are we talking the first week? We talking the first couple weeks? Like, in your eyes, and I'm saying that at a major league level. Like, you can bring high school into it too as well, or whatever you want to bring. But I'm saying, how many games do you need to watch and follow along and see the batting averages and see the pitching where it's like, this team's going to be good or this team's going to be trash?
Okay, yeah. I mean, it definitely varies with how tied in you are at the levels. Like, for example, just really quick, with my high school team, we had a billion question marks first year program. I knew exactly how good we were going to be. I thought after 7-8 games, I can't quite mark it 100%.
Sure.
And but after 7 or 8 games, I was like, I know exactly how we're going to have to win games, what we have to do to win games. If this isn't right, we got no shot. If this isn't right, we got no shot. If this is right, we got every shot. Mm-hmm. As far as like watching as a fan, I would say, I mean, baseball is tough because you do get very streaky.
Correct.
Right? You can start, one way and finish the complete other. I would say 3 weeks.
3 weeks, yeah.
I would say I feel like if I watch 15 games, 15 to 20 games, I'll know what kind of team we're going to be, whether our bullpen's going to be reliable, whether our offense is going to be, whether it's going to be. I think the biggest thing is you're going to need to know, hey, if we put up 5 runs, are we going to win 90% of those ball games?
Yeah.
Or is it going to take more? Or vice versa. If we only put up 2 runs, are we going to win more than 10% of those ball games? Stuff like that is kind of the way I look at it.
Do you lean more towards, obviously, like, yeah, it's fun to have a lot of great hitters, but like, it's going to always be streaky, right? Like you're going to get your slumps, you're going to get your hot streaks, but like I feel like your pitching is what is kind of like the backbone,
absolutely,
if you will. So is that what you look like even more? Like you look at how's the pitching doing,
right,
and everything. You hope like, okay, the bats will eventually come around. They usually do.
Yes,
but that's one thing you're kind of keying in on is more of the pitching and the bullpen and all that.
Yeah, and especially because if you're following your team, you're going to have a heightened confidence, and if your bat starts slow, that they're going to pick it up.
Oh yeah, I mean, come on, man, it's the Brewers, it's the pitching lab. That's my story of my life.
Right. Yes. So yeah, if your pitching is consistent, again, the old baseball adage is, hitting takes days off, pitching and defense never can.
Yeah.
So that really is the backbone of everything. If your rotation is giving you a shot to win, then you're going to be in good shape.
All right, Hamby. Well, we just got the text message. Your Audible Red Bull has now arrived.
Let's go.
UNF coach Matthew Driscoll will be joining us here after the break. Stay tuned.
Most of us know how to throw. But you need to know what to throw. I'm not talking about footballs, baseballs, softballs. We're talking about those items you need to recycle. Republic Services explains it easy. Recycling simplified. 1. Know what to throw. When in doubt, throw it out. 2. Empty, clean, and dry those materials. It takes an extra minute, but it makes a big difference. And 3. Don't bag it. This makes the recycling process faster and more efficient. This is a look at the Republic Services North Florida Recycling Center. You can make this process even more efficient. By utilizing those 3 steps, Republic Services can help you become a better recycler in your home. Learn more at recyclingsimplified.com.
For the game day hustle and every day in between, juggling my show Jags Social to going under the Friday night lights and a social life, it's a daily tournament, but this ride, MVP status. The all-new 2024 Lincoln Nautilus isn't just my car, it's my personal locker room, office on the go, and VIP lounge on wheels. Let's talk tech. My profile remembers everything from customizing my dash display to setting the ambient lighting and my signature scent. And wireless charging, essential for live tweeting scores. Whether I'm packing for a beach day with friends or heading to the gym, there's space for every passion. After dominating all day, this becomes my recovery zone. The massage feature is like having a personal PT on call. Life's a non-stop game, but with this ride, I'm always on my A game. The 2024 Lincoln Nautilus. Drive your passion.
You trust CGC to make your water great, and now you can trust CGC with your plumbing needs as well. Fast, convenient scheduling, licensed and insured. A quick call away at 904-552-1242.
You never know when you're going to have an issue with a shower, toilet, or maybe it's a sink that sometimes is easy to fix. All right, let's be honest. I'm not fixing anything. I'm totally staging this because when I have a plumbing problem, I call CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing.
Trained professionals, transparent pricing, customer satisfaction. Small problem or even a bigger issue. Right now, you can take 10% off any water heater. The experts with 25 years of experience at CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing can do it all. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com. For a limited time, CGC is waiving the trip charge on all related plumbing calls. CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing, an authorized independent Connecticut dealer. Florida license number CFC 1432579.
I'm Action Sports Jack Stuart Weber. Join me and the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation for Jacksonville Takes Steps at Memorial Park on April 12th. This event is dedicated to finding cures and raising awareness for digestive diseases. Register now at actionnewsjacks.com.
The Jacksonville Sharks are your champions.
It's one of the hot spots in the area.
Welcome you to String Sports Brewery out at the beach. Big crowd on hand tonight. The fans are here.
And now, the newest hot spot at the beach is open. String Sports Brewery in Jax Beach has opened its doors with rave reviews.
We're going to be fans forever.
Cozy up to the bar. Grab a seat in the sports-themed restaurant, or grab a seat outside and feel that breeze coming off the beach as the weather warms. Just like the original location in Springfield, try the popular beer menu and come for lunch or dinner too, because the food is fantastic.
We got a special guest in the house. He's happy. He's feeling good. He's Trayvon Walker.
It's where we hosted Jags Report Live in the football season, and the String Sports Brewery staff can't wait to host you.
Hey, welcome back here to String Sports Brewery. And if you haven't checked out the new location in Jax Beach, you got to do it.
String Sports Brewery, now with 2 locations in Springfield and now open in Jax Beach on Penman Road.
Welcome back to the Brent and Austen Show, streaming on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network.
Welcome back to the Brent and Austen Show. Jason Hamby needed some Audible Red Bull, so guess what? Jason Hamby's going to get some Audible Red Bull because we have UNF head basketball coach Matthew Driscoll in the house, hopefully for about an hour or so, and he's got his bracket here too. That's my first question, Coach. Do you fill out a bracket every single year?
Every year we have a little family deal. I'm pretty positive it's legal. There's so many things.
Statute of limitations?
Yeah, there's so many things. And actually, my grandson, he filled out one. What we did is we took the seeds and we put them on a table and we had him pick different toys. And whatever toy he picked, that was. And he actually, I think he's in like 3rd place.
Yeah.
So that's how simple it is sometimes. But I will say this to you, Austin. I've been saying this all along. Mm-hmm. The highest seeds.
Yes.
If you went with the highest seed bracket, like I got 14 out of 16 in the Sweet 16. Like, well, Coach, no, it's like it's hard to have Cinderellas.
Yeah.
I mean, like if I said to you, like Belmont, right? Everybody, Belmont, oh my goodness, they were in the tournament. They were Cinderella. They've had NBA draft picks.
Yeah.
Well, Belmont's got 3 starters. 2 of them last night, one for Florida, right? One for Richards, right? One for Georgia, Gillespie. And then today, number 0 from Ole Miss.
Yep.
They all should be playing in Belmont.
Yeah.
And just like us, Chaz Lanier obviously is he has a chance to get a lot of different awards.
Yeah.
But he's earned that, right? The ability to make that kind of money. And we'll get into the portal and some different things. I think get out your calculator because it'll be fun.
I can't wait for this, man.
But like, so now my guys, right? We're very, very fortunate that, like, our players, our staff does an amazing job. And what do, Austin? Do we not pour into them and hold them back and then hope that we get them a little bit older, but they're not good enough yet, and then hopefully you break through and you win?
Yeah.
Or do you just pour into them? Now you got this freshman that's unbelievable, and so our staff just pours and pours and pours. Well, we got 2 guys going P5. And then we got 2 more that are going to get 6 digits.
So I told this to Hamby to start the show off, and I talked about this yesterday a little bit too. I have such respect for basketball coaches at any level, because I think sometimes in football you can rely more on the X's and O's. You can rely more on the scheme, just to be like, here's what we do, go out there and do it. With basketball, yeah, it's technique, it's scheme, but you also have to motivate. And you also have to teach them to play defense and rebound and all this stuff. So I think you have a lot more influence even on players than maybe football coaches do sometimes. And then we talk about a transfer portal. We talk about where if you truly get the best out of your players and you do your job, coach, guess what? You probably lose those said players.
No, not probably.
You will.
Yeah.
So how do you deal with that? Because I told this to him, I'm like, I don't envy being in your spot. I don't envy being a basketball coach because, man, you're going to have a whole new roster, it seems like, every single year.
So is this called the Brent and Austen show, or is this called real life talk?
A little bit of both,
Because
man.
I want to give, let's do some real life talk.
Let's do some real life talk.
Because I think too many people out there, right? I do a lot of leadership.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe that comparison is a thief of joy, though it's a pretty common thing to say.
Yeah.
I believe that jealousy and envy is the thief of joy. Comparisons,
that's fair.
Who cares? Like, I want to be like this, or I'd like to do this, or
that's
I want,
that
everybody does that, right?
Yeah, that's what we live in, yeah.
And so the same thing goes with no complaining. We have a no complaining policy. You can't complain.
Okay.
So is reality and telling the truth complaining? I mean, I'm just telling you, you asked a question.
Yeah.
I'm not complaining. I'm just telling you this is the reality.
Yeah.
And so you got these dudes, Josh Harris being one of them, the freshman phenom for us that crushed South Carolina, crushed Georgia Tech. Nobody wanted him. Nobody recruited him. He was a little too this and a little too that.
Yeah.
And then he comes with us. He's a superstar. Now every single agent in America is coming after this kid.
Coach, let me ask you before we get into it, what did you see in him that the bigger universities didn't?
So our staff did a really, really good job. And I think that's one of the things, and we've always been big on this, certain guys go to certain places.
Okay.
Coach Kennan hits Florida really hard. Coach Evans hits Georgia and South Carolina really hard. Coach Perkins hits a pocket of Florida that's different than Coach Kennan, but he also hits some outliers, Tennessee's, Kentucky's.
Yeah.
And then Coach Chase, he kind of picks up the scraps. But these guys, right? But for 16 years, that's what we've done.
Yeah.
And we came up the old school. No, go to 13 schools. It don't matter if they got a player. Just go see Austin.
Yeah.
And he's like, when he has a player, because eventually he might have one. He might not. But
Sure.
What's wrong with being a good human being? Well, Josh, you just keep going. He has 3 things that you can't teach. Number 1, he has great energy.
Yeah.
Number 2, he's got amazing touch.
Okay.
And number 3, he's got some girth to him. He's a little bit not as athletic as the other guys, and he's quite not as tall. And he's got all those quite nots. And those dudes, Dallas Moore, Bo Beach, Chris Davenport, Bebe Daniels, Chaslin, all those dudes, Garrett Sams, Carter. I mean, I can name it because it's Jose Placer.
Yeah.
Ivan Ganderosa. Like, all those dudes, like, nobody wants them, right? And so you bring them into the fold. Josiah Miles, he's probably going to end up, P5, P4, P5. The Big East is now part of that, I guess. Nobody wanted him. We signed him in April.
Yeah.
We were going to redshirt him. We didn't know if he was going to be good enough based on what we had. You got Chaz coming back. You had Jarius coming back. Jose goes to South Florida, gets paid. Jarius goes to Oklahoma State, gets paid. This kid ain't bad. Ends up being a starter. This year he's our leading scorer. So, then you get a Jalen Smith, same thing. And then you get a guy like Liam Murphy, who's a grad student. You ready for this one? He never even played last year. He had a torn labrum in his hip. He comes to us. He's the second best available shooter in America right now. And, what do you say to the kid? You're dumb. You're stupid. You know what we did for you? You know how come on, man.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, yeah.
Come on, man. So he wants to explore, okay, explore.
Yeah.
So then you have to make a decision. How long do I allow you to explore? There's other dudes right now we're looking at. No one we're ready to pull the trigger on because we want Liam. At the end of the day, we want Liam. There's guys in the league recruiting him.
Yeah.
Because they can give him technically a little bit more money than we can.
Coach, I know it's super personal, and you don't have to go down this road if you don't want to, but like with Chaz or with the guys you're going to miss out this year, like you brought them to UNF, right? And then they're on to, do I dare say, bigger and better things, but like how does that conversation go with those said players, right? Because you have a built-in relationship, right? Like you essentially took a chance on them. Like, do they come to you? Are they kind of timid to come to you? Are they excited? Like, and once again, you don't have to dish everything, but how do those conversations
go? Backwards.
Okay, sure.
Let's go Bo Beach.
Yeah, okay.
Coach, like, Bo, listen, in our system, now there was no money then.
Yeah.
It's a guy like you, he ends up with 18 workouts. He's been a professional. He was with, until he tore his ACL, he was the summer league sensation with the Brooklyn Nets, ESPN. So Dallas Moore.
Yeah.
Coach, whatever, like, I really want to know your opinion.
Yeah.
There was no money.
Sure, yeah. So what's the point? You know?
I shouldn't say it. There was illegal money, but there was no real money.
Yeah.
And so you're like, listen, D, yada, yada, yada. It ends up, he's with the Nuggets, and it ends up, he's making a ton of money in China. It's phenomenal. Well, then there's Carter Hendrickson, a little bit of money starting to, no, I know the fit. I know what I want to do. Let's talk through this. How much money is it? How are they going to play for you? Because they're like juniors and seniors, right? You've been pouring into these kids.
Yeah.
I've officiated their weddings. Like, you know, you're pouring into these. So then, now you go into this next phase. Like Jerry Hicklin, I'll give you a good example. He comes to us and he says, Coach, it's the end of the spring. He's like, Coach, like, somebody just offered us X amount of dollars. First of all, you'd be nuts not to go and take it.
Because obviously you guys can't match it.
Second of all, like, you better make sure where you're going, that at the end of the day, it aligns with what you're trying to do.
Yes.
Because with us, you average 15 a game, you know what you have. He
Yeah.
already got his degree.
Okay.
So he was going to work on his second master's. And so he ended up going to Oklahoma State. Right? And I told him in the office. Hey, let me tell you a funny story about Jarius. We said to Jerry, we had the staff center, we said to Jarius, just so you know, when you put your name in the portal, you are not going to go to this school you're talking to us about. Just so you know. Well, Coach, I really thought, you know how many schools are going to be after you when they look at your analytics? And they just, because everybody does that. All they do is put in
and
analytics.
it's not even film, is it? It's just literally put in some, that's crazy.
Spit it out.
Yeah.
And then some go to rankings, some go to footage, some go to offense only.
Okay.
I'll fix the defense, or some go to defense. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So we get done. This is how good of a human being people are.
Okay.
He says, he picks up his backpack. He goes, oh, Coach, there's something else I want to give you. He reaches in and he gives me an invitation to his graduation little dinner him and his family were going to have after the UNF graduation.
Yeah.
Like who does that? Who goes in and tells their coach?
It's a nice gesture.
Your best player basically coming back, you know, because we didn't know what Chaz was right now.
Yeah.
So anyways.
I mean, it goes to show you the coach. I mean, obviously it's never personal.
But that's what
it's business.
But and that's unfortunate because then also too you get a little bit, you know, as a staff you get a little bit pissed off.
Of course, because it's one thing. Okay, maybe the player didn't work out with the culture, he didn't get along, whatever the case may be, and then those players are probably easier to see go out the door because okay, you get it, you just didn't fit here.
But when they go to levels like yours.
Yeah.
You're like seriously?
But then when we're talking about a guy who obviously seems like a salt to the earth, good type of dude, invites you to, you know,
but that's the other
ceremony.
problem.
That's hard.
But they're all coming to us because number one,
they trust you.
Well, character, not characters.
Yeah.
Academia. Like if you get a guy from us, you know you're getting. You ain't got to worry about any of that stuff.
Yeah.
So Chaz, here's what we told Chaz. We had Chaz set up so beautiful. Go do what you want to do. The NBA's just all over him. I got a card right here in my wallet.
And Coach, let me ask you this: when did you know that Chaz Lanier was going to be gone from the program? Like, was it halfway through the season, the start of the season? Like,
no,
when did you know?
No, absolutely not. No.
Okay.
No. First of all, it's a great story. If you haven't read it yet on Yahoo Sports, it's a really good story. I shared with him our evaluation of him. At the end of the evaluation, it basically says, if you do what you're going to do, this is going to be amazing. If you do what we think you're capable of doing and you have the confidence that you had in the last 5 games, this is going to be an incredible story to tell for many years to come. We literally told him that.
Yeah.
With no limitations. We literally told him that at the end of his 3rd year with us going into last year. So I have this thing. I talk to the seniors. I give them, here's what agents are about. Give me all the agents. And if an agent keeps on you, then you know that's the guy you don't want. Because you told him, I ain't dealing with this stuff. So we go through this whole. I didn't do it with Chaz.
Okay.
Because he averaged 4.7 points. So I'm like, I'm not going to put that kind of stuff on him.
Yeah, it's just extra stuff that he doesn't need.
And he had another year left. So let's say he averages 11 points or 12 points. Well, I don't know if he'd have been as sexy, right?
Correct.
So what it really blew up was Bellarmine.
Okay.
He had like 35. We're 5-1. We're going to Eastern Kentucky. We're getting ready to play. The winner of the game is in first place. We were picked 11th, by the way. So it isn't like we forgot how to coach, right? And so we lost a guy to South Florida. We lost a guy to FIU. We lost a guy to Oklahoma State, whatever. So that next 36 hours was brutal for us, meaning our staff and his family. Because now that conversation has got to take place. And he is such a great human being and such a nice person. Oh yeah, I'll talk to you at the end of the year. Oh yeah, I'll talk to you at the end of the year. Oh yeah, I'd love to visit with you at the end of the year. No, you're not. You're not telling 50 dudes like that ain't how this works. So we had to go through that whole thing. And then he said, Coach, his mom, Coach, listen, we've always trusted you. Like, if this is what you think is best, this is what we're going to do. And the kid goes on to be the most efficient player in college because he didn't care. He didn't worry about it. He's like, you know what? This staff has always took care of me. Why would I not think they are now? So then we had a great plan for him.
Okay.
But the NCAA changed it. Last spring, see, grad transfers never had to go in the portal. Just when you graduated, then you could go in the portal. There was no date restrictions. So last spring, we had him set up, and now there's a new rule. You can go to your agent. Your agent can pay for stuff. It wasn't like it for Bo and Dallas and them. They didn't have that stuff. So it's perfect. He's got 8 teams. 2 of them already brought him in. Right? You see that number.
Yeah.
So 2 of them already brought him in. The Celtics, the Wizard, he blew up he crushed the Wizard workout.
Okay.
And he's got other ones. He's rolling.
Yeah.
So I'm going out to see him in Dallas. The rule changes. Immediate. Graduates have to be in the portal by May 2nd. NBA draft withdrawal is like May 29th.
Gotcha.
So it was beautiful, Austin.
Yeah,
it was like we had this thing really nice.
You had it mapped out.
So go out, meet with his agent, meet with him. We go to lunch. We break it all down, right? Chaz, listen. You can always come back to us.
Yeah.
You can lead the country in scoring. All these dudes know you. Or, like you've always done, you can go get paid a lot of money.
Yeah.
And you can bet on yourself.
Yeah.
And quite frankly, Chaz, I'd bet on you too.
Yeah.
And so, one school was 1.5, one school was 1.2, and he actually settled for less.
Okay.
But less is more.
Of course, because you're in a good situation.
But not everybody does that. Right?
Sure. They just see the dollar signs and it's like, I'm going there.
My hometown. I'm from Nashville.
Sure. And sometimes you always say on the show, Coach, it's not about the money, it's what the money says. If someone's willing to pay you that much more, they must really want me here, so I want to go where I feel wanted.
And when he takes the lesser, that team is like Hall of Fame coach, Tennessee.
Yeah.
Their backcourt is Ziegler's one of the best in the country.
Yep.
And so you say,
it's a good situation.
Well, and what's going to help me make this transition? Because if I go to some other school that don't maybe have those pieces, now is there a little bit more onus on me like there was at North Florida, but I was able to do it.
Yeah.
Well, now he's coming off screens and Ziegler's getting the ball. And Meshack and Gainey are a good part. And then they brought in Milicic, so it even opened the floor more. So here's what you got to do, Chaz. This is the deal. Well, what happened was he had to stop now Zooms and all these people and how much and bring them in. And he went to, so he had to cancel workouts because he had to go to one school Friday, one school Saturday, one school Sunday, and make a decision on Monday. And then he has to cancel workouts, and then he has to. So my point to you is, how does that conversation come out? We're very transparent.
Yeah.
And I could tell you some stories of some guys who made that decision that it didn't work out well for them.
Yeah. I mean, I think Kansas.
And we're gonna go through some stories here in a minute.
Yeah, yeah,
so,
absolutely.
I mean, I'm talking about Monday. The portal opened. It's Friday. I'm going to tell you real things that have transpired in 5 days.
I can't wait. And then, and you've seen sometimes these things don't work out. Like you see at Kansas. And obviously Kansas, in terms of their caliber, in terms of expectations, it's kind of like championship or bust, it seems like, every year for them. And they had a bunch of transfers that went there, and some of it didn't work out. And you see players crying after games saying, it's just things that aren't working out, and they're getting hate online and everything, and just it's rough.
Great point. That hate online.
Yeah.
I thought Hunter Dickerson, who's one of the ones getting the most from Kansas,
made
a great point. Probably be 60 to 70% less hate if we got rid of the prop.
Yeah.
How did the kids at Fresno?
Yep.
Right? They're betting on themselves.
Of course.
And so.
But, Coach, let me ask you this, though. When you throw around, hundreds of thousands, 100%. If not millions of dollars, that kind of puts you in a new stratosphere, I feel like. And I feel like that, and I'm not saying it's right, I'm saying that's the way it is, though. I think when you make that much money, and you have people who are maybe using the prop bets, making a fifth, an eighth of what you're making as a college athlete, and they see this, and you're not performing like you're supposed to be performing, supposedly, they're going to feel a certain type of way about it. I feel like with that money came more expectation,
100%.
And when it's not reached, people have something to say about it.
And with social media, it's even more.
Yeah.
And I tell you, Austin, there's some nasty things that people say.
Oh, I can believe it.
I mean, to us.
Yeah.
I mean, to us and to our guys.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and these dudes are 18 to 22 years old. They're not trying.
Yeah.
I'm glad you said that. A young man's doing a paper, and he asked me a very, very interesting question. What's the biggest negatives? I said it's probably twofold.
Okay.
Number one, the people around these kids, if they don't haul you in and they don't make sure you understand. So now let's say a kid for 1 year is going to go to a school and get $350,000. First of all, he's taxed on it. So he's going to lose 30%. Second of all, he probably has an agent. He's going to lose 10 more. So 350, he's going to end up with whatever, 225, whatever. He's never had $225,000 in his life. When he's done playing, he's going to get a $3,000 a month contract playing in Kosovo.
Yeah.
I mean, he was spending $3,000 a month on DoorDash. No, I'm serious.
Yeah.
And so that really concerns me.
Okay.
On how the financial, like we do literacy for our guys.
Yeah.
We bring in an expert. Like we try, and we're not even talking about those kind of numbers. And so that concerns me about what guys are doing with exactly what they have. Juju Watkins, ACL.
Yeah.
I mean, so that's the one negative. The other negative that really is inside the locker room, right? I'm like, this is real. Monday or Tuesday. What transpires inside the locker room? A kid never played. He wasn't good enough to play. Goes in and tells coach, yeah, I'm probably worth double, triple what I was getting this year. Because, now the numbers are just inflated.
Yeah.
By the way, the house settlement isn't even done yet. And it's supposed to happen April 7th. Ironically, the same night as the men's championship game.
Ironically.
And there's a lot of people saying that it might not go the way it goes. So now you got $20.5 million being promised, 75% to football, 15% to men's basketball. Well, if it doesn't go accordingly, where's those coffers coming from? But let's go backwards.
Yeah.
The other thing in the locker room. Well, okay, then you're going to have to leave. Okay, I'm going to get in the transfer portal. Got no video, got no film, got nothing. And this kid's getting advised by some agent
Yeah, is he being lied to?
I don't like to use that word because I think there's a lot of good agents.
Bad advice?
I think there's 95% really good AAU people, and I think there's 5%. Right?
Yeah.
There's 95 really good agents, right? So, but keep that. Let me hear your voice again in 2 seconds, because So he goes in the locker room, and all of a sudden he's like, "Hey, man, just so y'all know, y'all need to ask for like 50. Like, don't shortchange yourself."
Yeah.
So now you got these dudes going in there, and now Austen, you're making 200,
and
I'm making 100, and I'm the guy giving you the rock. And so all these numbers are being so, and then the other situation. I know this because it happened. It happened when I was there. It was by accident.
Yeah.
An agent had a player.
Mm-hmm.
He was already out of school.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say making $250,000. I don't know the exact number.
Yeah.
A Power 5 missed out on everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So, Austen, you're the next guy on the list.
Mm-hmm.
He's already committed. Well, that's irrelevant. It's just, that doesn't even matter anymore.
Yeah.
Commitments.
Signing, commit, that stuff done.
Man.
So, hey, listen, I can get you 500 at this school.
Yeah.
Ooh. Well, so I fired this agent, I signed with this agent, and I go to that school. This was last May.
Mm-hmm.
That same guy. And they did exactly what they thought he was going to do. 5-6 points, 5-6 rebounds, come off the bench, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Helped us get to the NCAA tournament. Well, now he's coming back. Instead of giving you 500, you were really good, you're a good kid, it's your last year, we're going to give you 700.
Yeah.
You'd be like, you'd be like, you know what, coach? That's cool. I'm going to get a couple $100,000 extra.
Yeah.
However, and the agent, another agent, is telling his mom or his people, I don't know if it's his mom, but I don't know who it is.
Yeah.
I got $950 on the table. We probably can get it to $1 million.
Jeez.
For 6 points a game.
So here's what we're hearing. I don't have a calculator in front of me. Here's what we're hearing.
I got one.
80 to 100,000 if you go from Florida. I'm going to use examples.
Yeah, sure.
Florida to Clemson. So P5 to P5.
Sure.
So if you average 6 points, that's $600,000, which is exactly what they were going to give them.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
that's like the market
the
value.
status quo. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
and a kid like us, not Chaz, but let's say, we can use Chaz. Chaz averaged 20. So if you go from our level to Tennessee, the market is about 50,000.
Yeah.
Well, what's 20 times 50?
Million.
$1 million. So Chaz was right in that range.
Unreal.
So it's like 40 to 50 if you go up a level, and then there's incentives. If you were Defensive Player of the Year, then you get an extra 50.
It's all in the contract.
But you see what I'm saying? But that's how the agents are spinning it and throwing it and doing these different things. And the money is just, I mean, it's, I know a team that's using, all these guys are doing Zoom. Very few people even bring kids on visits.
Yeah.
And if they are, most of us are just in one day, first flight in, last flight out.
Yeah.
Like, it ain't like the old days.
Yeah.
And so I know people that are using companies to take the Zoom and do a complete study and read on the people. Because that's their job. They do it for Fortune 500 companies.
Yeah.
The body language, tone, the way they move their. What's your ROI? I'm getting ready to give this guy $1.5 million.
Yeah, it's an investment, right?
And you're telling me that he didn't pass his Wixler test, or whatever that is.
Sure, yeah.
So
I mean, this is
crazy, right?
You're talking about pros now. That's all it is. It's a pro level. Hamby, we got to get ready to take a break here, but before we do, Coach, I'm going to ask you a question. I want you to marinate on it.
Did we talk about the bracket?
We'll talk about it. We'll come after the break, but Coach, I want to ask you a question. I want you to sit on this one a little bit and then come back and answer it. So, I've been offered a couple of times to be a college coach and come in and help out, as some sort of assistant. And I've always turned it down. Not because I don't love coaching and helping young guys out, but because I see what the landscape is now. and I see what NIL is, and I see how money is at the forefront. And I know if I was going to give my heart and soul into coaching, I would try to elevate these players so much that I'd probably lose a bunch of them, and that would break my heart. So my question to you, I want you to think about during the break, how have you hung on to what you're still doing? Because you've always been a guy who's been passionate, who's loved the game. And now you're seeing the game right before our eyes change drastically. In some good ways, I think, and in some corrupt and bad ways. So I'm going to ask you, I want you to answer after the break, like, has this affected your love for basketball? And what is your mindset now with this changed landscape? We'll answer that question next year on the Brent and Austen Show.
Most of us know how to throw. But you need to know what to throw. I'm not talking about footballs, baseballs, softballs. We're talking about those items you need to recycle. Republic Services explains it easy. Recycling simplified. 1. Know what to throw. When in doubt, throw it out. 2. Empty, clean, and dry those materials. It takes an extra minute, but it makes a big difference. And 3. Don't bag it. This makes the recycling process faster and more efficient. This is a look at the Republic Services North Florida Recycling Center. You can make this process even more efficient. By utilizing those 3 steps, Republic Services can help you become a better recycler in your home. Learn more at recyclingsimplified.com.
For the game day hustle and every day in between, juggling my show Jags Social to going under the Friday night lights and a social life, it's a daily tournament. But this ride, MVP status. The all-new 2024 Lincoln Nautilus isn't just my car, it's my personal locker room, office on the go, and VIP lounge on wheels. Let's talk tech. My profile remembers everything from customizing my dash display to setting the ambient lighting and my signature scent. And wireless charging, essential for live tweeting scores. Whether I'm packing for a beach day with friends or heading to the gym, there's space for every passion. After dominating all day, this becomes my recovery zone. The massage feature is like having a personal PT on call. Life's a non-stop game, but with this ride, I'm always on my A game. The 2024 Lincoln Nautilus. Drive your passion.
You trust CGC to make your water great, and now you can trust CGC with your plumbing needs as well. Fast, convenient scheduling, licensed and insured. A quick call away at 904-552-1242.
You never know when you're going to have an issue with a shower, toilet, or maybe it's a sink that sometimes is easy to fix. All right, let's be honest. I'm not fixing anything. I'm totally staging this because when I have a plumbing problem, I call CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing.
Trained professionals, transparent pricing, customer satisfaction. Small problem or even a bigger issue. Right now, you can take 10% off any water heater. The experts with 25 years of experience at CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing can do it all. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com. For a limited time, CGC is waiving the trip charge on all related plumbing calls. CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing, an authorized independent Connecticut dealer. Florida license number CFC 1432579.
I'm Action Sports Jack Stuart Weber. Join me in the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation for Jacksonville Takes Steps at Memorial Park on April 12th. This event is dedicated to finding cures and raising awareness for digestive diseases. Register now at actionnewsjax.com.
The Jacksonville Sharks are your champions.
It's one of the hot spots in the area.
Welcome you to String Sports Brewery out at the beach. Big crowd on hand tonight. The fans are here.
And now, the newest hot spot at the beach is open. String Sports Brewery in Jacks Beach has opened its doors with rave reviews.
We're going to be fans forever.
Cozy up to the bar, grab a seat in the sports-themed restaurant, or grab a seat outside and feel that breeze coming off the beach as the weather warms. Just like the original location in Springfield, try the popular beer menu and come for lunch or dinner too, because the food is fantastic.
We got a special guest in the house. He's happy. He's feeling good. He's Trayvon Walker.
It's where we hosted Jags Report Live in the football season, and the String Sports Brewery staff can't wait to host you. Hey, welcome back here to String Sports Brewery. And if you haven't checked out the new location in Jacks Beach, you got to do it. String Sports Brewery, now with 2 locations in Springfield and now open in Jacks Beach on Penman Road.
Welcome back to the Brent and Austin Show, streaming on the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network.
March Madness on the Brent and Austin Show, presented by First Coast Hyundai Dealers. There's joy in every journey. Joined again by UNF head basketball coach Matthew Driscoll. Coach, let's see that bracket real quick. You've had some times to think about a very serious question.
See it?
What do we got?
I see it, man.
Lighting.
We have the same. We have the same matchup in the championship. I like that.
I got Florida win the whole thing.
As do I.
Florida winning the whole
He's got
thing.
Florida and Duke in the championship.
And I'm not that guy. Like, I ain't picking Florida because I live here. Like, I'm not going to make people happy.
Yeah.
Like, some people say, well, Coach, how come you didn't pick Tennessee because of Chaz? Well, first of all, I'm trying to win the house.
Got to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I ain't trying to lose the house.
Yeah.
But when you look at Florida, first of all, Texas Tech, he's one of the family.
Yeah.
So Coach Drew, I was the first to leave. And then Coach Tang at Kansas State, Coach Mills at Wichita State, Coach McCaslin at Texas Tech, Coach Jankus at FAU, and then, of course, Bryce Drew because he's Grand Canyon. So Texas Tech, 22 offensive rebounds last night.
Yeah.
However, I think Florida, we played them.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a little bit of understanding.
Yeah.
But one thing they have is the best thing you can have in March. Let me rephrase that. They have the best thing you can have in March on both sides of the table. Number one, you always win with what?
Rebounding.
Well, yes, but that's I should have stoked this before we came back. You always win with guards.
Yeah.
If you don't have guards, right? And the kid I've been talking about that came in last night and did it again, the 3 guards they got, by the way, all transfer portal. The 3 guards that started are great, right?
Sure, yeah.
Aberdeen, he's a monster.
Yeah.
Called his games in high school.
And what's great, Jason, is like that kid, when Clayton got hurt, he got some valuable minutes.
Yeah.
Now you get Clayton coming back, right? By the way, in the Sweet 16, the great Belmont Bruins, who was everybody's darling for years upon years upon years, they got 3 starters.
Yeah.
1 at Florida, 1 at Maryland, and 1 at Ole Miss.
It's wild.
So anyways, going back to the portal. But the guards, on the flip side, if you noticed, it was very difficult for Maryland to score at the rim last night.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
When 21, whatever his name is, got hurt.
Yeah.
Like,
Condon.
it changed.
That's what we're
some.
talking about.
It
Yeah.
changed some.
Yep.
Because they tried 3, but it wasn't really him.
Yep.
So they kind of did some. 10 played a little bit longer, and then of course the number 9, whatever his name is. So like it was hard for Maryland to score at the rim.
Mm-hmm.
But Texas Tech, on the other hand, gets 22 offensive rebounds. Federico played at Pitt. We played Pitt. We played against him. Another transfer.
Yeah.
So, like, that kid did a really good job. He got 7 offensive rebounds in 13 minutes and basically flipped the game when they were down 13 to get him, to overtime. And then, of course, never even played in overtime. But it don't matter because he knew what his role was, right?
Correct.
Plus, he's probably getting $750,000, so just be quiet and keep your account. But, Jason, to your point, who would be the one that would be the most? I think everybody thinks Duke, and I think you should.
Sure.
Because of all the reasons. They won without him. They won with him. Different guys do it. Houston is kind of weird.
Mm-hmm.
And this sounds odd. Of all the teams I think that can beat Houston to get them not to the Final Four is Purdue.
Really?
I just think They're just different. They play different.
Yeah.
They're that Midwestern Big Ten. They're typical Midwestern Big Ten.
Yeah.
And Houston is just such a dog. They're going to dog. And so I think that matchup tonight, in my opinion, could really flip. I have all the ones. The last time all the ones made it was 2008. You know where the Final Four was in 2008?
No idea.
San Antonio.
Go figure.
Same place it is now.
Go figure.
By the way, Memphis has the most wins ever in history, 38-2. They were 38-1 going to the championship with Derrick Rose and Calipari.
Remember
and they lost
that year.
to Kansas.
Yeah.
So, but when you look at the other side, I thought Coach Pearl said something really enlightening last night. He said, the first 2 rounds, you basically are trying to survive and get through them.
Sure.
Now you are technically in a championship. And I thought, but if you think about it, they were down early and the teams, there was a lot of teams that were messing around with some of those higher seeds. And so when you look at those higher seeds and you look at them specifically, Auburn, have they kind of come back to where they were when Janai was healthy?
Correct.
And they've got, Lord knows, they've got a ton of guys, right?
Of course.
They got guys playing on other teams. Alabama, and they got some guys playing on other teams that would have been at Auburn.
Yeah.
And then you look at a guy, you look at Tennessee. I'm not sure exactly where they got to be able to score the ball. Chaz got to score the ball for them. And I think that would be another one that's, so I think when you look at those ones, but specifically, if you said to me, who's the most, Purdue would be the most, but I think, I don't know what you guys think, Michigan State, almost like the team nobody talks about.
Correct. Yes.
So.
And I felt like that through the whole season, even through the Big Ten. Like, I talked about this like a month ago. I'm like, Michigan State might be that team. Then nobody's really talking about it, but it's Tom Izzo and.
But they're also a 2 seed.
True. I mean, they earned it.
And I think we're going to see a lot more. We better get used to it.
Yeah.
Because those that have more are going to buy more.
Sure.
And you're going to buy. It's really like professional basketball. You look at it. I'll give you a good example. That's why everybody's hiring GMs.
Yeah.
I just found out the other day. Let me see how much information I should disclose. I found out the other day that a big-time agency, the president of the agency, just took a GM spot at a Power 5 for north of $1 million. So I Googled it because I was curious.
Yeah.
Bill Belichick's GM salary.
Oh, yeah?
Do you know what it is?
Isn't it 5?
No, that'd be pretty good.
Yeah. Because he's the guy from the 33rd team who's notoriety.
$1.5 million.
But think about him though. What's his job? What's his what's his job? His job is to
go get players,
and also to have a ledger. Don't tell me how much I don't have. Just tell me, and then I can go.
If you're spending that much money on a guy to get you players, and how much money do you have to get said players? It's just.
But Austin,
it's wild, man.
But Austin, think about this. Right, when we're building our team, you and I.
Yeah, sure.
How much do we got? $8 million. Okay.
Yeah.
What do we need? These guys. These guys are going to get this much.
No, for sure.
These guys are going to get this much.
Yeah.
Well, now, and people forget this too. Once you opt in to get revenue sharing, right, for next year, but you don't have to opt in though. Once you opt in, you also go with roster limits, and people are so confused with that. It's not scholarships. You can scholarship all of them.
Yeah.
Or you can scholarship in basketball. It's going to go to 15.
Yep.
You can scholarship 12 of them.
Yeah.
And you can have 3 walk-ons. The only caveat is you can't have more than 15. Well, in 1992, guess what men's basketball did? Went from 15 to 13.
Yeah.
And what happened in the 90s, 2000s? Men's basketball got like this. Parity became better, right?
Yeah.
Top 80 teams lost 2 guys. That's 160, and it all trickles down. Well, now it's just the opposite. So now our great players, right, are all trickling up.
Yeah.
And so what's happening?
Yep.
This is going to be...
That's the new standard now, unfortunately.
I mean, it's,
because I think people love a Cinderella, man. I really do. I think
agree.
People love to cheer for the underdog, and, you saw it last year a little bit. Now you're seeing even more this year.
Coach, did you have any Cinderellas on yours?
Those days might be done.
No, I think the only one I had going the furthest I had 14 out of 16 Sweet 16s, but I had nobody, I didn't have the McNeese, even though he was a manager for us at Clemson, Will Wade. No, I didn't even go down that road. Like,
didn't even cross your mind.
I mean, I didn't even.
And you're right for it.
I didn't even go down that road.
Yeah.
I might have had maybe Drake beating somebody.
Sure.
I thought they were misseeded anyways, but Grand Canyon was like a 13 seed or whatever. So Liberty, I thought Liberty had a chance, and they got crushed.
Yeah.
But I had nobody going past the first round, which kind of goes back to what Coach Pearl said, get out of those first 2 rounds. And now we're really, and also too, you guys know that this weekend the new tournament starts.
New tournament.
Yeah, there's another tournament in Vegas.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
It's a 16-team tournament.
Okay.
And all the big schools.
Yeah.
That's why you didn't see them in the NIT.
Gotcha.
Because they're all playing in Vegas.
Okay.
And there's 16 teams, and it starts on the 31st, and the championship's on the Sunday before the Monday NCAA champion. And you get I think you get $1 million if you win or something.
Gotcha.
I'm not sure.
Yeah. Well,
Real quick, Coach. That Austin. Before we get to another tournament, NCAA tournament, that bracket update is presented by the Cycles of Jacksonville. Choose your adventure at Cycles of Jacksonville with motorcycles, ATVs, and boats. Shop boats this spring and summer at cyclesofjacksonville.com. Coach, I love to go through your bracket one by one, but I'd much rather hear what Austin was going to ask you before, because that's where we're really getting, right?
Well, and listen, you want to go over the bracket quick, Hamby? Well, let me ask the question. No, I'm going to revert back to my question I asked him before the break.
I want to hear the before the break.
Okay, so, Coach, you said it yourself. Those who have more are going to spend more. You guys don't have that, obviously. If we were keeping 100, you're a mid-major.
But to Nick's credit, he's he's working.
You do the best of what you can do.
But even futuristic, the next year,
There's a ceiling.
And there's different things that are coming into play.
Okay, gotcha.
Which is awesome.
Yeah.
We have a committee. Yeah. We're really, we're honing it in. There's legal that's got to be involved. There's contracts that's got to be. I mean, there's a lot.
Yeah.
Right. And to Nick's credit, he's done a remarkable job, as you guys all well know.
Of course, man.
However, you're still not there yet.
It is what it is. Yeah, it is what it is, right? So when you're going through this, and we talked about this during the break a little bit, we think this landscape will only get, you could say worse or better for players, but just worse and worse in terms of players leaving, players getting more money.
There's a lot of good.
Yeah. And listen, man, I respect you. I say this all the time because your passion is contagious. And I think, I don't care if you're a basketball coach, I don't care if you're working at McDonald's, you can tell if someone brings passion to what they do.
I used to manage McDonald's.
Well, there you go, man. Makes a lot of sense. But any job out there,
ice cream machine was never down.
People are cut from a different cloth where it doesn't matter what you're doing. If you bring passion, people are going to know about it. You obviously bring that passion. How has that passion been affected then these past couple years with this landscape changing, with you losing players, with you, getting your heart ripped out sometimes with some of these contracts and everything that you can't keep up? How has that affected you as a coach?
So now we're going back to real talk with Austin.
Yeah. Hey, Coach, I specialize in the real talk.
I've convinced myself in the last 6 minutes before that I'm going to do my best not to be emotional. Staff being together for so long.
Yeah.
What we've done at this university, the way in which, 10 years ago, and then the second one, and then 2020, the third one. And what have you done for me lately? Right? I don't know if you noticed, I don't have my championship ring on anymore. Because I'm not allowed to wear it after 5 years. I've only had it on for 10 straight years. I'm not allowed to wear it. Who said that? I did.
Yeah.
That's my rule.
Okay.
You're here to win championships. That's all the other stuff's going to happen because our staff's just good human beings.
Of course.
They're going to be good humans. They're going to be good students. They're not going to be perfect. But you really go through depression. That hits you really, really hard. How do you know it? You can feel it. The food tastes a little bit different. Different things that you're saying. You hear the verbiage too much to different people. And you're like, what am I doing? What am I doing? Especially during that 3 weeks. So there's a 3-week pause in men's basketball. You give the guys a week off, then you have your meetings, and then spring break. And so when that depression sets in, now you have to go to whatever you can go to. And so for some, it's alcohol. For some, it's gambling. For some, it's maybe other drugs.
Sure.
For some, it's, maybe being unfaithful. For some, it's, there's just a lot out there. And I know there's a lot of us that are going through it. I know I'm not the only one going through it.
Yeah.
However, like everything else in life, when you squeeze a lemon, a lime, or an orange, you're going to get that juice.
Yeah.
So you have to really revert back to the mirror and what's in your heart. And Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior, and my wife being on the same yoke as us, just aligned in what we're trying to do and who we're trying to be. Those are the people that have to pour into you.
Yeah.
My mentor cried on the phone when he found out that we hadn't gotten fired.
Yeah.
And that's all part of it. You know, and there's a lot of people that wanted me to.
Sure.
They will, he ain't no good. He can't, whatever,
Yeah.
I'm sure there's people that want to fire the guy at Belmont. He's got 3 guys starting in the Sweet 16. So you hear all this stuff, right? And so, don't worry about criticism from someone you ain't going to ask for advice.
Love that.
And so, but it's hard to listen to yourself and say, my gosh, you talk about that on leadership all the time, and you talk to all these corporations and you say that, well, do you really mean it? Well, when you're in the thick of it, it's hard.
Of course.
It's hard.
Yes.
And so you say to yourself, by the way, I'm sweating like a mad bitch.
Dude, it's warm in here, Coach. It's always toasty because I run hot too, man. Especially when we start, because we're going to do like this mock thing coming up here pretty soon. Oh, I'm sweating bullets.
So I go through that, and then all of a sudden, I'll tell you what, my grandson, Baylor, has been an amazing joy for me.
Yeah.
He's uplifted me in so many ways.
Yeah. My son has done the same for me, Coach.
But you still go back. But you still go back at the end of the day when he leaves or what, you're still going back, right?
Correct.
So then you have to make that final decision and say, okay, all right, it is what it is.
Yeah.
And I personally, my staff, I would assume as well, but personally, I'm not into cups being half full or half empty. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Only thing that matters is pouring into them.
Yep.
So those 7 dudes that we got right now, we already started practice on Monday.
Yeah.
And it's on.
Yeah.
And coach ain't different.
Yep.
And coach ain't, well, what about that? Or you better be we told the guys, okay, the reality is the reality. Who's next?
Yeah.
Who's going to step up and get the next opportunity to do what's next? Because you can't have success unless you have an opportunity.
Yeah.
Right? A plus B equals C?
Yeah.
Well, C's success, right?
Yeah.
Well, guess what? If you ain't got A, it don't matter. So the preparation is the key.
Yeah.
And life is 10% what happens and 90% how you react.
Of course.
These guys are in our office, Coach, and we want them to be.
Yep.
But in your brain, you're like, oh, my Lord. So our 4 freshmen that are coming in, they're really, really good.
Yeah.
Our 7-footer that sat out, he's really, really good. If he had played this year, he probably would have been gone too.
Yeah.
And so there's just so much there that's in front of you. And so what we did is we made a commitment amongst our staff.
Yeah.
Everything is about 8 months. Everything's about 8 months. We just pour into them, and 8 months from now, we'll figure it out. But right now, this is what we got.
Coach, I love that. Especially, and I know there's not a lot of comparisons sometimes, but in my fight career, my last fight didn't go my way. Had some things outside the cage that were occurring a week before I was dealing with, but those aren't excuses. Didn't go my way, right? Put myself out there, didn't go my way. I handle the criticism, right? You handle everything on social media, you handle the hate, you handle the scrutiny, and you move on. And I took a week off. I recalibrated. I went to Montana, did some snowboarding. Then I was back in the gym. And some of my friends are like, dude, you're not going to fight for a while. Why are you back? Just relax. Just go. And it's not even a distraction because, like you mentioned, right, we got these players here. And, like, some people from the outside will be like, well, that's your distraction. Like, right, you get back into it because it distracts you. That's not a distraction. That's your ethos. That's your being. Like, that's what you're all about. Regardless of if it's a couple freshmen, regardless if it's a transfer, like, it doesn't matter the face. Like, obviously, you respect them all, but it doesn't matter who it is. Like, this is who you are. So what you have in front of you, you need to make do with what you got, right? And you need to pour your heart and soul into it. Just like if there's a heavy bag in front of me, if there's a coach holding mitts, I don't care if I just lost. Like, this is what I know. Like, this is what I do. So let me go ahead and do what I do.
And also, too, this is your profession.
Correct.
This is what you're hired to do.
Exactly. It's how you put food on the table.
You get paid to, the guy that sits in my seat.
Yeah.
You know how important you are to the University of North Florida?
Yeah.
Not me.
Yeah.
The dude that's in my seat.
Yeah.
So, like, what are you going to do?
Mm-hmm.
And so you just have to go pour. And it isn't like right now, I don't come out of it and become depressed.
Yeah.
I come out of it, and instead of going, I'm through that stage. Now when I come out, I'm like, okay, what's the portal? Like, who's the next? Who are the guys in the portal?
Yeah,
like, which is the next guy?
And Coach, let me ask you this too: like, how much energy goes towards those portal guys, and how much energy goes towards like those recruits out of high school?
The high school kids we poured into so much. They signed early.
Okay.
That you're really, and I just told those 4 guys the other day, like, just like that one kid is so awesome. Like, and the other thing too is, like, these dudes know. The one kid was so awesome. He goes, Coach, I know those guys just got in a portal.
Yeah.
But listen, like, you know, and he's like, you know, we're like, not like we're going to come save the day, but like, hey, we're coming, you know, and you're like, man, that's awesome. And so what do you do? Well, I'm trying to find teammates for you.
Yeah.
And the right ones, right?
Correct.
You know, and so when you're in the portal, when you're looking at these guys, there's so much stuff you have to go through. And the other thing is, Austin, so many schools. These guys have been to 2, 3, sometimes 4 schools.
Yeah.
And they've taken junior college credits here, and you got to get all these transcripts. You got to make sure the progress toward degree and yada, yada, yada.
Yep.
So it's awesome. It's an awesome profession. I don't dislike the basketball part of it. I don't dislike even the recruiting part of it. But I think the sooner, like, I'll give you a good example. This is actually, you know what? I've never even said this, but now this is probably as good an analogy.
Let's hear it.
When we've been in North Florida, don't you dare have me go see this dude who can't get into our school, but he can get into another school in our league.
Sure.
Because if I fall in love with this joker, and you know we can't get him, like,
what are we doing?
What are we doing?
Waste of time.
Well, it's the same thing with this.
Yeah.
Like, so our conversations are pretty, hey, listen, great to see you, Austin. Great talking with you, man. You had a great year, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah.
And usually my age, there's a connection somewhere. Hey, just want to let you know, before we even go down to the conversation, this is what we have.
Yeah.
I had a kid the other day. He was awesome. He's like, Coach, we've recruited this kid probably 3 different times. I appreciate you, Coach, but I'm going to get more than that, or whatever, whatever the term is.
Yeah.
We had 4 kids, Austin. 4 kids. The first week, text us that chose other schools because there was a monetary gain for them.
Yeah.
And none of it came to fruition for them. And now they're like, hey, Coach, I'm back in the portal.
Man.
And you don't want to be that dude.
Of course.
Hey, told you,
No, of course. No. Because what is that? What does that gain?
Austin,
Nothing.
that's the other thing. It's so frustrating. It's so frustrating because it's your industry. It's your business. Like, But $50,000 for one kid's pretty good for that kid's family.
Yeah.
And, maybe a little bit. But if you stay, like Chaz was with us for 4 years, that's what people forget.
Yeah.
And so it's just, it's a slippy slope. And obviously you just love on them and encourage them. And those 4 guys came in and we pray for them and just tell them, listen, like, you're always family. And they know it.
Yeah.
Because we talk about other stories while they're at our school.
Yeah.
It just, So to answer your question, it's you definitely go through some really tough deals, and I don't know where it's going to go. I don't know where it's going to pivot, so to speak.
Yeah,
I don't think anybody does.
Coach, you said you have 7 guys right now. Do you know exactly the full status of the ones that are choosing other opportunities? Is that a done deal? What does that look like?
So you're talking about the guys that went in the portal.
Yes.
Well, one of them has an opportunity to come back.
Okay.
In a sense that it just depends on, he's got a special niche, but he's also that guy that doesn't have this, that, and the other. So you'd have to actually love him for the niche, and also he would have to love the opportunity for his niche. Mm-hmm. But he knows what he has with us. He only has 1 year left, and he loves us. I mean, I just picked him up and took him to have surgery, and his surgery went great. And I was with his family, and he's family. I'm not gonna, whatever. The guys we have, I mean, I think they're all with us. But April 22nd, I'll let you know, 23rd, because the portal closes on it. And that's what happened with the Hickland kid. Because sometimes guys don't come after guys. Guys don't get guys. So just remember this, from April 3rd to the 10th, you can't visit because it's a Final Four. Mm-hmm. So after the 10th, the guys that you didn't get, now you got to now all of a sudden agent says, hey, listen, there's another kid. So you always got to be protective against that. But if that happens, so be it.
I mean, Coach, you've been here for an hour, man. It seems like 20 minutes.
Oh, it is?
There's so much more to talk to you about. We have to get ready to go to break here. But before we let you go, Herman, there's so much more I want to get to. And obviously, it's an open door policy. Whenever you want to come back, we'd love to have you, man. I don't care what Brent says. I mean, we start our own podcast, but I know you're a pretty busy dude yourself. But my question is, when we talk about coaches leaving during the tournament, or coaches going someplace else, do they have to change that? Because I feel like, and you saw this with Maryland a little bit, where there's the rumors, but you saw this with a couple guys, a guy from McNeese. Mm-hmm. You're playing in the most important, tournament maybe of your lives, right? And then I think Izzo said this, you're going to tell your grandkids about this. And meanwhile, you got a coach cutting deals and trying to go over here when you're just trying to win a basketball game. Should the NCAA change it where wait till after the tournament to have these conversations or what do you think about that?
Well, first of all, it's no different than the players.
I know, yeah.
And that's what the players have been saying the whole time.
Yeah.
Why can Coach Driscoll leave and go get $1 million to coach at Louisiana Tech, but my son has to sit out?
Yeah.
So he don't have to sit out when he transfers jobs. Mm-hmm. Now, coaches have buyouts, and that's something that's been brought up about all this collective bargaining and all these different things. But the answer to your question is there's nothing the NCAA can do about it. Because, number one, it's all social media. Number two, everybody wants to get ahead of it.
Correct.
Number three, 2 or 3 guys on McNeese's team are going with him.
Yeah.
And if you don't think he didn't have guys, I mean, I know Will. I mean, I texted Will, he was our manager. And so, if you think, I'll give you a good example. There's a coach in the Sweet 16 whose staff is actively on one of our guys. I talked with the head coach, not about our guy, just about, hey, I'm proud of you. We've been friends forever.
Sure, I got you.
And it got down a rabbit hole in the conversation that we actually got to I think he asked me, how are you? And I said, well, we have 4 guys going in the portal. 2 of them are P5. Is there one I should be looking at?
Yeah.
And I'm like,
that's how the combo starts.
I'm like, Coach, just so you know, this will make you feel good. Your staff's way ahead of you, because the staff,
was already on it.
They have to be.
Yeah,
you can't be saying. Tom Izzo can say whatever he wants.
It's an arms race.
But if you don't think his staff,
he's got somebody on that staff.
Not him.
Yeah,
he may not even know
for
it.
sure. Yeah, but he's got somebody.
Yeah, because guys don't have scouts. Guys don't have whatever. They got so many dudes. And that's the other thing, too. These dudes put out lists. These are the schools I'm hearing from.
Yeah.
Come on, man. It's me in Austin.
Yeah.
Reaching out to you. Hey, Coach Izzo.
For sure.
Hey, let's know we're really excited about having you or whatever. Man. So no, you can't do anything about it. Players, coaches, it's just it's a free-for-all. I think unless you have collective bargaining, unless you have contracts for those guys, unless you have buyouts, unless you have, those kind of stipulations. And I just don't know what you can do because there's too many lawsuits.
Yeah.
How can you stop me from making money. Like it's
Yeah.
it's, I forget the term. There's a term for that, but.
All right. Well, Coach Driscoll, man, we'll take up any more of your time.
No. You're awesome.
Hopefully we can have you back soon, man.
Hopefully our staff got a couple guys while I was
Yeah, hopefully we'll have to check out. We'll have to go on Twitter and see what people are reporting, huh?
Hey, guys, I'm coming back. By the time I get back, let's make sure we have this.
You have a whole new team, huh? Coach Driscoll, man, appreciate you. Thanks for stopping by.
Love you, brother.
All right, cool.
Appreciate
Love you, too.
There's a saying in sports, you can't win them all, but you can win a lot with good folks on your team. Like that one painter, First Coast. It's tough to beat the sun in Florida, so your home fades. It's tough to beat that HOA when they come calling. Beat the sun, beat the HOA with that one painter, First Coast. And it's a good time to do it. Less rain to work around, and painting in mild temperatures is perfect. After all, the paint bonds to the surface so much better. Give that one painter First Coast a call at 904-417-3557 or look them up at first-coast.thatonepainter.com. Fast estimate, guidance on color and HOA requirements, and the highest quality job you'll find anywhere. Be a big winner in your neighborhood with that one painter First Coast on your team.
People helping people. It's at the core of what Alive Credit Union is all about, and it's been that way for over 70 years. From the start in 1954 to today, the mission remains to inspire financial wellness and give you a financially fit lifestyle. Alive Credit Union and its employees are committed to not only serving their valued members, but also our community here in Northeast Florida. I had a chance to see that commitment firsthand as Alive partnered with our Action Sports Jacks 24/7 team to bring you Armada men's and women's soccer broadcasts. Inside the 18, it is a shot, and it's a goal! Chloe Chivers! And that connection to the community continues with Alive Credit Union's support of the Police Athletic League of Jacksonville. Alive Credit Union's commitment to our community also involves serving the financial needs of all first responders through the recent merger partnership with City and Police Federal Credit Union. Join the community and become a member of Alive Credit Union today. Find out the many ways you can be inspired in financial wellness at alivecu.coop.
I'm ready to show my hand, ready to take a stand. Wait on a sign above, and I am ready. 'Cause I just live for the game. 'Cause I just live for the game. 'Cause I just live for the game. The crowd's for the tape. I got it. Iconic. I'm built to win. Back to back, I do it again. I'm iconic. I'm one of a kind. I'm iconic.
Baker Sports is local sports. Uniforms from Pop Warner and Little League to travel ball, high school, and college. They make you look good. They help you play good. Baker Sports has been helping families make memories that will last a lifetime with their Baker's Buckets. We've got a lot of these filled with baseballs and softballs in the garage. I've been throwing batting practice to Ty and Kaylee for years and also sit on the Baker's Bucket, catching Kaylee while she practices her pitching. Baker Sports is homegrown, and a lot of employees that used to play on local ball fields now work for Baker Sports, now helping you look good, play good, and make memories of your own. Visit Bakersport.com to see what Baker Sports can do for you. Custom apparel, Nike, Under Armour, Adidas, embroidery, screen printing, and more. Baker Sports is local sports from Jacksonville to anywhere in the Southeast. Bakersport.com.
When it comes to trucks, I know exactly what I want. And at Bozard Ford, they make it easy to get exactly that. Let's go make this truck a little more my style. With Bozard Built, I can create my perfect truck right here. Lift kit? Check. Premium wheels? You bet. Advanced lighting package? Oh yeah. The Bozard team works their magic. From bumper to tailgate, I'm making this truck mine. It's everything that I wanted and more. From the field to the gym to weekend adventures. This truck's built for my journey. Bozard built. Customized for your lifestyle, built to exceed your expectations. Check out the inventory and available options at bozardbuilt.com. Unleash your dream ride. Customized, covered, and Bozard approved.
Welcome back to the Brent and Austen Show, streaming on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network.
Welcome back to the Brent and Austen Show. Special thanks to UNF head coach Matthew Driscoll for coming in, man. That was man, I told him I was leaving. That was good for my soul, you know. And I don't think he'll ever admit this, but let's call it like it is. This dude is at the table with the deck. Sometimes I feel like stacked against him with what he has to work with, right? Because you can't compete with the Tennessees and the big programs in terms of the NIL and everything. And don't get it twisted. UNF's doing a great job, and they're finding great ways to get the NIL stuff and to get players in there. But I always respect a guy who, you know, even when I feel like the deck is stacked against him a little bit, his attitude, his ethos, his just belief system wins out. You know, and I love the thing about the championship ring where, you know, after 5 years, you got to take it off. I guess you can't live in the past, you got to go on to the future. And listen, I understand, and he's mentioned it, and I see it, and I'm barely on social media, but I see sometimes people have things to say about him, you know, of not winning at UNF and all this stuff. I don't know, man. I just feel like a dude like that, with that attitude, with that energy, if you give him everything that he needs, he's going to find a way, you know. And it's a shame to see these great players come from UNF and go other places, and I can't blame him either, right? Because it's a lot of money. So I'm not against any of those guys leaving, and it's refreshing to hear that even when they do leave, that Coach Driscoll still has a great relationship with a lot of those guys, because that's what it's all about, right? It's business. It's nothing personal. But that's one of the good ones right there, Hamby. That's one of the gems, I feel like, of Jacksonville, is Coach Driscoll, and we're glad to have him on, and hopefully we can have him on soon, maybe even after the tournament a little bit. We can talk about the winner. Hopefully it's Florida, so my bracket looks better than it does right now. But a great conversation. If you missed any of it, it was about an hour long. Go back and check it out. Should be on the podcast, be on Facebook. It'll be on Twitter. It'll be on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 app. Hamby,
yes,
we got a lot to squeeze in the next hour 30 here after that great conversation we just had.
Yes, we do. By the way, podcast app up on Spotify at 1:30.
Let them know.
Apple, everywhere you get your podcast, by 1:30 it'll be up there.
Let them know, Hamby. All right, well, I mean, usually it's 11 o'clock hour, but, man, I want to go longer with Coach, so it's going to be in the 11:30 hour. You ready to do some Shock Your Mock?
I am seconds away.
Okay. Well, if you're seconds away, let me go ahead and do this read real quick, and then we'll see where you're at. Sounds good?
Let's do it.
All right, Shock Your Mock 2025 is presented by Everbank. Everbank Advantage U. Everbank is running a sweepstakes right now to win a 2025 NFL Draft Night trip. The Everbank Draft Night experience, Duval, your way to Green Bay, includes round-trip airfare for 2, hotel accommodations up to 3 nights, and 2 tickets to the first round of the NFL Draft Night. Who knows? Maybe even I'll be there. Maybe even I'll be having a little barley pop with you if I see you at the draft. Not saying it's part of the contest or anything, but if I'm there, I might see you there as well. So thanks to Everbank for helping us out with Shock Your Mock. Hamby, that was a couple seconds.
That was a couple of seconds.
Now, the question is Shock Your Mock ready, or do you want me to buy you some more time?
I am just about there.
Stalling. Shot clock violation. Giannis at the free throw line.
We're going to go for now.
Okay.
And I'm going to edit your box on the fly. Here we go.
Okay. Well, hey, man. Gonna play the song first, or what are we doing?
Oh, you want the song every time?
Do I want... Okay. Now we're going to uncharted waters. Do I want the song every time? Did we play that stupid AI song every single time last year, Hamby?
That's a great point.
Okay. Is this your first year of Shock Your Mock? Because I could have sworn here last year. Thank you.
I am shocked. I am shocked. That's what I mean. I am appalled.
Because you guys wouldn't figure it out. Because you guys wouldn't figure it out. Because you guys wouldn't figure it out. Figure it out. Figure it out.
Hey, you need to get off Kirk Cousins.
Kirk Cousins
and being a top 10 quarterback in the NFL.
9. Cannot sleep on Kirk. Sleep on Kirk. Sleep on Kirk.
Figure it out.
Even for the internet, it's pretty shocking.
Mel, talk to me. He's got a huge trunk, though.
Figure it out.
He's got a huge trunk, though.
Figure it out.
He's got a huge trunk, though.
Duval.
I feel shocked.
Jack the Chagrin.
I feel shocked.
Jack the Chagrin.
I feel shocked.
Duval.
With that, game on.
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it. And by the way, yes, we're going to play the song every single time. I didn't spend an hour and 30 minutes of it during a basketball game not to play it every single time, Hamby. Welcome to Shock Your Mock. And before we start Shock Your Mock, though, please tell... So I guess due to popular demand, we're going to extend the period that you can submit your mocks. If you haven't got a mock draft in yet, this is an order of the chief. This is an order of the CEO, Brent Martineau. You are still allowed to get your mock draft in. Hamby, where can they do it?
You email it to sports@actionnewsjacks.com or just add us on Twitter.
One more time for the people in the back.
sports@actionnewsjacks.com or just post it on Twitter, add us, reply to us. Anything you got on Twitter, we'll see it, we'll bookmark it. We'll get you in here.
All right, man. So let's get into it. Hamby, we got YB400, great friend of the show, taking on Cade McCann.
McCann, baby.
McCann's on here too, isn't he? Or not?
What's that?
Is McCann usually in the chats and everything too?
Oh, sometimes he's in there.
Sometimes I could have sworn I recognized
He's a lurker. I would call him a lurker.
All right, man. So let's get into this. YB400's mock draft pick number 5, 6'3 and a half. 296 pounds, 32-inch arms. We got Mason Graham. Hamby, violence, and more violence. Violence with his hands, violence with his feet, violence with his mindset. He's got a great first step. He's a former high school wrestler, so you got to like that. One scout said he has harmonious hands and feet. So crank up those violins for the symphony of destruction. He needs to develop more of an arsenal in terms of his pass rush skill set. And scouts are obviously a little turned off by the stubby arms. Hey, what's up, Aaron Donald? Not worried about it. Hamby, your thoughts with pick number 5 from YB400.
Calling on it since the Ohio State game that he was going to be my pick and I wasn't going to move. I mean, Fangio, everything we broke down on at Daniel D. Griffiths article yesterday that you can find on actionsportsjacks.com.
Nice.
You got to build the trenches. That's where you start. That's where you finish, especially in the first round. I love it.
We go from building the trenches to building an HR nightmare. We got an Ohio State Buckeye coming to join the Michigan Wolverine. Donovan Jackson, 6'4", 315, 33.5-inch arms. Out of Ohio State. He is a guard. He is actually second in the guard metrics. When you add production and athleticism, I crunched the numbers. No, I didn't. Just read the article. NFL comparison is Wyatt Teller. Yes. Once again, don't know who Wyatt Teller is. I know who Quentin Nelson is, though. If you get Quentin Nelson, I won't be mad about it. He is the guard prototype with a thick chest, broad hips, long arms, and big hands. Ooh. This guy's the thwarter and the thumper. Does a little bit of everything, right? If you remember yesterday a little bit, he's like Scooby-Doo meets the Peaky Blinders. He's going to solve the mystery, and the villain's going to go, drats, these kids got me again. But instead of just thwarting, he's also going to thump you. So instead of the mystery machine and the gang handing you over to the authorities, they're going to beat the crap out of you Peaky Blinders style. This guy can do everything. He's a wide dude, wide protection, but also has wide hands with his wide frame. I read about this guy. They say the word wide at least 25 times in the article. Needless to say, Hamby, pick number 36 and a guard. How you feeling about Donovan Jackson?
I'm feeling okay about a guard in the second round. That's still a place where I would love to get a starter right away. But with the Patrick McCarry penciled in at right guard, a guy who's, is he going to be the right guard of the future? Even though he's penciled in there as a starter right now, he's very versatile. I wouldn't hate it. It's a position of need. It's just a tad early for me.
Pick number 70. We're going Jalen Royal, 6 feet, 205 pounds, out of Utah State, 4.42 in the 40 at the combine. By the way, if you're a wide receiver and you're not running a 4.4, I guess what are we doing, huh? You might as well play tight end at this point. Everyone's running the 4.4 now if you're wide receiver.
That's a good point.
4.5, have fun playing tight end. Sir, yes, sir. This dude started a couple years at Georgia Military College. Hamby, what do you got for me from Georgia Military College? Didn't know that was a thing.
What a fine institution.
Do you know that was a thing?
Nope.
Me neither. Obviously, he transferred then, and he went to Utah State. Scouts say lacks desired explosiveness, but makes up for it with his feel in space. This guy is a zone beater, but may have problems with press. Not press Taylor, press coverage. Hammy, any thoughts?
How fast was the 40?
The 40 was a 4.42. But there is still some thoughts about him having problems against man coverage.
Okay. All right. Look, I like the speed. I think at a 70, I would love a receiver. I think you've got to get an offensive weapon in the first 3 picks. So he addressed that. You could hash it out over exactly which player you want that to be at 70. I think it's decent value. I'll say that.
All right, next pick, because we're supposed to fly through this today because we are a little behind it, so just bear with us, everybody. Pick number 88, we're going to LSU. Go Tigers. We are going with Emory Jones, offensive tackle. Emory Jones, offensive tackle, 6'5", 315, 34 1/4 inch arms. He's a 3-year starter at right tackle. Broad chest and long arms, according to scouts. Protects with independent hands, a scout said. Hear that, Hamby? His hands don't need anything from anyone. They are their own hands. They are independent hands. They don't need other hands to hold. They are independent hands. He does lack control and balance.
Oh, that's kind of important.
But he has independent hands.
But he does have independent hands. Okay.
So
he's going to strike you and fall over in the process?
I don't know, man. 3-year starter, right tackle.
No, he's a good player.
Good player, yeah. At pick number 88, how do you feel about it?
Yeah, that's another good value pick. We're
getting some needs right now.
YB400 is saying, hey,
I
heard trenches from Gladstone at the combine. I heard trenches from Gladstone at his introductory press conference in Jacksonville. That's what I'm going to do.
Trenches, yep. Pick 107. Let's go to Texas A&M. Go Aggies. Shamir Turner? Yeah, we'll go with that.
Shamar?
Yeah, I guess you're right. Huh? Shamar Turner? Shamar Turner, 6'3", 290, 33 5/8 arms. NFL comparison is Mandi that dude. You know what I'm talking about?
Nope.
Matabuke.
Oh, yeah.
Nailed
Matabuke.
it. Yep. Matabuke. There we go. By the way, I guess nobody ran the 40-yard dash at the combine this year because I'm not missing this, everybody. Like, yes, Jalen Royals ran it, but everybody else that I've said, don't know the 40-yard dash because they didn't run at the combine. So I'm not sure what to tell everybody. But Turner, back to him. He's a 3-year starter, once again, like the previous guy, Emory Jones, with a tweener build, excellent musculation and lean mass.
One more time?
Excellent musculation and lean mass.
Who's writing this?
Sounds like he should be on the cover of Muscle and Fitness. I'm not writing it, that's for sure. Plays with unlimited activity and a good dose of hand violence.
Hold on, Austin. Hold on. One more time, read that for me, please.
A scout said that he plays with unlimited activity and a good dose of hand balance. Dr. Lane says if you want to make it to the league, take 2 doses of hand balance and call me in the morning.
If you're playing, that's automatically unlimited activity.
Well, yeah, but he's active, though. Like, he doesn't give up. high motor guy, Hamby, is all they had to say.
Okay.
But they're trying to get fancier now and
Activity
everything.
is playing.
Yep. Never-ending list of slaps and counters. Will Smith, you taking notes?
Oh, wow.
And the only downside of this guy that you read about is that his hips could use a little more bend, and he was extremely penalized last year to the point where, like, this is like in bold, extremely penalized last year. I assume this guy is like a real high motor, go after him type of dude, and sometimes that can get him in trouble with late hits and with penalties. So do you want the high motor or do you want the penalties? It's kind of a fair trade, right? Next pick, let's go to Tennessee. Once again, this dude and me have a little history. Never met him, but I play with him in NCAA football. Dylan Sampson, 5'8", 200 pounds, 35-inch vert, 10'4", broad jump, NFL comparison. Brian Westbrook. If you're drafting Brian Westbrook at pick 126, you can't really go wrong with that. He's got great wiggle and improvisation. My only debate is that when I played with him on NCAA football against my son on Heisman mode in Alabama, he had like 10 rushes for -3 yards. The vision wasn't there for me. Hopefully the vision's going to be there if he goes to the Jaguars. Hamby, your thoughts?
Said it yesterday. I'll say it again. You lead the SEC in rushing on a team that has no downfield threat throwing the football. That's good enough for me. That'll play year in and year out. You're going to be good in the NFL.
Next pick, we're going to Texas Tech. We're going to Jalen Conyers. Yeah?
I feel like I remember him from another team. Let me see if
maybe, yeah, check it out. Jalen Conyers, 3, and while you're at it, look up like the last 3 guys if you can too. Just saying. Well, because we got to blow through this. So Jalen Conyers, 6'3 and a half, 260 pounds, 33 1/4 arms. And this guy actually ran a 40-yard dash to the combine, so let's go ahead and give him his props. Ran a 4.7. A 4.74 to be exact, 35-inch vertical, 10.1 on the broad jump. Scouts are saying that he's fast. He's more faster than he is quick. He has good size and ball skills to win the contested battles. Run blocking runs hot and cold. You're hot and then you're cold. The yes and then you're no. We fight, we break up, we kiss, we make up. Shout out to Katy Perry. Run blocking runs out. I just meant that was off the cuff too. That wasn't written down. I got you, man. Run blocking runs hot and cold though, and supposedly, and this is the first time I've seen this in a draft write up in a long time. He is not a hard worker because his conditioning has always been an issue.
Oh. Wow.
I don't know. Yeah. Not a hard worker. And then once again, I quote this. This isn't me saying it. This is a scout saying it. Not a hard worker. Conditioning has been an issue.
That's a big concern there.
Last couple of picks. We got Maxon Hook, safety from Toledo. We got Caden Prather, wide receiver from Maryland, 194. And then pick 221. We're going to the Green Wave in Tulane with Caleb Ransaw. We're just trying to get through these as fast as possible because we're behind it a little bit. What do you got?
You know what? Do you know what Maxon Hook looks like?
I have no idea.
His draft stock just skyrocketed.
Post Malone?
Yeah, that's Posty.
Who's that, Posty?
We got another white safety trying to make his way.
Dude, hey, first of all, Cooper DeJean has put the white secondary back on the map.
He has.
Yeah. So a little respect, please. New Palestine in Indiana. Never heard of it. All right.
Let's go, baby.
All right. Should we go to... Are we just going to blast right through this here, Hamby?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's go to
real quick.
Cade McCann.
Cade McCann. Okay, yeah, gotcha. Yep. Cade McCann, here we go. My bad. I thought he was a player for a second. I'm like,
so real quick, we've got a trade back from 5 to 10, and this individual messaged me saying that we got pick 41 that you see. Mm-hmm. That is what we got in return.
Okay, real quick, Hamby, how do you feel about the first one with YB400?
Okay, so YB400 addresses all of the needs.
Yes.
I feel like we could have made slight upgrades at individual players, but that's going to be preference. If I came in with all of the positions, I would say other than cornerback, he hit all of them.
Even wide receiver, I think Royals could be like the only thing. And listen, I think it's a great draft. I don't have a say in it because I don't get to vote, but I think it's a great draft. It addresses, like you mentioned, a lot of the needs. My only argument would be was there somebody there at 36 that could be more of an impact at wide receiver, and then you take a guard at number 70. Obviously, that probably wasn't the case because I feel like he would have taken a wide receiver at 36 if that guy was there. Maybe he wasn't. Nevertheless, I'm not mad at that draft.
I'm not either.
All right, cool. Let's go to Cade McMahon. So we trade back. McCann, sorry. I don't know why I said McMahon. I guess expecting another M there.
Just call him C.
We'll call him CM. All right, so he trades back to number 10.
Yes.
And he gets arguably the highly touted, probably the best cornerback of the draft.
Yes, he does.
Will Johnson, 6'2", 194 from Detroit. So he's built for it, tough. NFL comparison? Oh, I don't know. J.C. Horn? Is that good?
No problem.
No, I'm not going to lie. Didn't watch a lot of J.C. Horn. I kind of forget who he is sometimes
Speaks for itself.
because he plays on the Carolina Panthers. But you know what we say on this show? It ain't about the money. It's what the money says. Money says he's the best cornerback in the league. If you're going to compare him to the best cornerback in the league, I'm all for it.
Yep.
Big, fluid production. Once again, Ford, tough kind of guy. Great at man coverage, but his instincts make him a specialist in zone and his ability to be a ball hawk and go after the ball and get interceptions. One scout said he digests combinations and balances versus highs and lows. Once again, he digests combinations and balances versus highs and lows. He did suffer a turf toe injury in October. To take that probably want. And he can be, once again, this is the scout saying, he can be ball greedy at some times, and it gets him in trouble.
Yeah, this is the guy that obviously, I think if you would have asked Jags fans the Monday that Doug Peterson was fired after the season-ending loss to the Colts, they would have given you two guys, and that was Will Johnson, and they would have given you Mason Graham. So YB takes Mason Graham. Cade trades back, takes Will Johnson. We're seeing fewer and fewer Will Johnsons just because he is going in that 10 to 20 range more so. But to trade back, still get him. You solidify that piece. Your corner is locked in for years to come. It's him and it's Tyson, and you go from there.
Pick number 36, back-to-back Michigan players. Hey, might as well call us the Eagles of the South, right? Because we're trying to pluck national champions.
Flock down.
Not plucking anything because keep in mind, Michigan beat the national champions. When you beat the national champions, aren't you the national champion? So we're going back-to-back national champions here with Kenneth Grant out of Michigan, 6'4", 331, 33.5-inch arms, 22 reps on the bench press. Once again, like most people in the combine, did not run the 40-yard dash. NFL comparison is Tredaryl Slayton. This guy is, once again, to go to show you, don't know a lot of nose tackles out there. This guy is broad-bodied nose tackle whose tape can run hot and cold, Katy Perry style. What's this in a second? Hot and cold. Tape can run hot and cold despite being a prototypical nose. He did have some sack production as well. You love to see it. Broad chest, huge shoulders, thick lowers. Sound the Brent Martineau huge trunk horn. If we had it, we'd play it. Poor first step and lacks explosiveness. We need to get a Brent Martineau huge trunk horn.
Yeah. Thick lowers.
Thick lowers. Yep. We're gonna have that next week for sure.
Yep.
Hamby, your thoughts going back-to-back Michigan guys?
I'm a big fan of Kenneth Grant's. So far, we've knocked out two big positions, and anytime you can get sack production from that size at that position, the nose. That's going to be a big win.
Plus, you got that national championship pedigree, having beat Ohio State. Pick number 41, we are going to Iowa State with Jaden Higgins, 6'4", 214. Big boy, tall boy, and also ran a 4.4. Not bad. I say a 4.47, but still a 4.4. 39-inch vertical, 10.8 on the broad jump. Started at EKU, so I already don't like him because, Murray State, it's personal. But this guy is a big receiver with modest athletic attributes, but great ball skills. A fun fact about this guy, too, is he may be 6'4", but actually can play some slot as well. So very versatile. Wingspan is over 6'7", and doesn't... Pretty impressive, but doesn't have a second gear according to scouts, and he's below average run after the catch. The guy ran a 4.4.
Yeah.
What do you mean you're below average?
I don't need a second gear if I just got a insane first one.
Yeah, you just have an automatic.
Yeah, no problem.
It's a Tesla. You're good. Yeah, I don't know, man. Well, there you go.
This is one of the biggest risers, I feel like, at the receiver position. A lot of people are in love with this guy. Obviously, if you're going to go that size and that speed, you think pairing him with BTJ, that defense is going to have to pick one.
Yeah.
You're not going to be able to really key on both. You're not going to be able to shadow both. You're going to have to pick, and this guy's going to he's going to hurt you. I think this was a big. How many touchdowns did he score last year? I feel like, let me see.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he had 87 receptions last year with 9 tuds.
I like that.
So the production's there as well. He had 10 receiving tuds all the way back in 2022 with Eastern Kentucky. So got a nose for the end zone to trade and get this additional pick. In my opinion, now I would have said that corner, defensive tackle, and receiver are your 3 biggest needs.
Sure.
Cade addresses each of those right off the bat.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to be a big fan of that.
I mean, this might be the best matchup we've had so far. This is like, this is Muhammad Ali in his prime, taking on like a George Foreman. Well, not in his prime, he was over the hill, but I take on George Foreman, or like, it's like the Rumble in the Jungle.
R.I.P. George Foreman.
R.I.P. George Foreman, by the way, yeah. Next pick, we got pick number 70. Hamby, I need a chaperone for the last name.
Yep, that's Andrew Makuba.
Andrew Makuba, safety out of Texas. Let me bring him up real quick. 5'11", 186, 30-inch arms, ran a 4.45. I'll say that again. Safety out of Texas, 5'11", 186. All right, this guy can run. He has all the instincts. He can also play slot corner if you need him. Hey, we're all set there.
Shoot.
I promise you we're all set there, but can play slot corner in a pickle, but he is a little small, and he's undersized, and he's not the best tackler in the open field. Your thoughts about, once again, chaperone?
Yeah, Mr. Makuba, we faced him twice, Georgia, and this guy was all over the field. He's a playmaker. Yes, I do.
I love it. No, yeah, I get it. You're there in the meetings. Keep going.
Yeah, I was there.
Yep.
Let me break this down.
Please. Please.
I do remember a couple of shaky tacklers, or at least needing help in the open field because of those short arms. But the guy is where he needs to be, and he is a playmaker regardless of size. So I think, again, with 70 here, that's good value, and you're really addressing the secondary right off the bat with Will Johnson and him. So I would feel like if we were to go in this direction with Johnson and Makuba 10 and 70, that you could almost shut your eyes to the secondary for the next year, given everybody that's already in there. And with these two specifically, for years to come.
Okay, so when you say shut your eyes, you don't mean sleep. Well, you do. You mean sleep peacefully with them.
Peacefully. As in, like,
peacefully.
I don't have to worry about adding to that room anymore.
Okay.
At 70, I can focus elsewhere.
All right, we'll be sleeping peacefully. I like that. Pick number 88. Hey, at least this thing's consistent with Pro Football Sports Network. Number 88, once again, Emory Jones. We just talked about him. Let's talk about him again. 6'5", 315, 34 and 1-inch arms, 3-year starter at right tackle, broad chest, long arms, protects with INDEPENDENT. Do you know what that means? He's got his left hand. He's got his right hand, and they're independent. Independent hands. They're their own hands. How many more times do I got to preach this? He has independent hands. The scouts have made it perfectly clear. What does that mean? But they're independent. Mm-hmm. But he does lack control and balance. I love how I always close it off. Lacks a little control and balance, though, Hamby.
Yeah, that's too.
DJ Giddens, pick number 107, running back, Kansas State. 6 feet tall, 212, actually ran a 40-yard dash, so he ran a 4.43, 39-inch vertical, and 10.10 on the broad. Do we dare call him a freak of nature a little bit? It's funny. All the write-ups about this dude. So he's 6 feet, 212. He defies expectations as a big back who doesn't run with power. So he's got some size, but
he's not a power back.
But he's not going to run through you. He's going to run around you.
He is.
Yes.
And this guy, I mean, look, if you remember, I mean, I guess it depends on how much you watch Big 12 football, but going into the 2024 season, the two big names at the running back position were Ollie Gordon of Oklahoma State and DJ Giddens of Kansas State. Okay, well, those guys were surpassed by a lot of other running backs, But they had good years. They played all of their games. They had good years. And all of a sudden, I'm supposed to believe that the two best running backs that I was told coming in are both 4th, 5th, 6th round picks?
This is what we call the Chuba Hubbard effect. Back when it was Chuba Hubbard and Pat Freiermuth, I wanted both of them here in Jacksonville. And like Chuba Hubbard went like late rounds, and the Panthers got him. Well, how'd that work out for them? I feel like it's like the Chuba Hubbard effect.
Yeah, I like YB 400 with Dylan Sampson at 126. I like DJ Giddens at 107. There's a lot of good running backs in the 4th, 5th round. I think your only mistake with a running back is taking them too early.
That's fair, unless his name's Ashton Genty. Which
it's taking them too early.
You think
it's taking them too early?
You wouldn't take Genty?
It's taken too at 6? No. At 15? No.
No. Hang on. I'm not saying the Jaguars take Ashton Genty, but I'm saying you take him in the first round.
Late.
Hamby.
Late.
Okay. Don't. I was gonna say, don't make this a soundbite because I have a pretty good feeling about Ashton Genty.
Jordan Phillips.
I would hate. Okay, Jordan Phillips, Maryland defensive tackle, pick number 126, 6'2". 312, 31.5-inch arms. Production score was an issue with this guy. 31-inch vertical, 29 reps in the bench press. Didn't run a 40-yard dash because who does that anymore? Powerful nose tackle, known for his work ethic. He's a beast in the middle. He can two-gap, but the biggest thing with him is it's his production. 0 sacks in 2 years.
Yeah, I think this one is kind of like the Shamar Turner one for me. Now, because you've already addressed the position with Mason Graham, now we're doing another 4th round pick where we have Jordan Jefferson, we have Mason Smith, we have Mason Graham. Where are we going to put this guy? Or for Cade, Kenneth Grant? That doesn't even include, Devon and Eric. We're wasting that. To me, both Shamar Turner and Jordan Phillips would be a waste of a 4th round pick.
Really?
I would rather take edge earlier or find another position than take the second defensive tackle of the draft.
Look at Hamby shocking him right now. All right, man. All right, Shockmaster Hamby. Hamby, who do we have next?
We have
Who do we have next, Hamby? All right.
Jack Sawyer.
Okay. You listened yesterday, you know where this is going. Jack Sawyer, 6'4", 260 pounds. He's densely framed. Name sounds like he should be on an Amazon Prime action show.
Give it to me.
Ohio State legend and CIA op Jack Sawyer saved Ohio State when he took that Michigan flag off the O. He swore that he left that life behind. But terrorism had other ideas. Unfortunately for the terrorists, they planted the wrong flag in the wrong country. This summer, these colors don't run, but you better run to the theaters to see Jack Sawyer in Flag Day. Bow, 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 bow.
I'll see it 10 times before Snow White.
Hammy just can't. You can't resist, can you?
Nope.
You got to hammer Disney.
Oh yeah.
Once again, your political undertones never cease not to show, Hamby. Nicely done. Can we finish up this mock, please? Because since we're kind of out of time here, but we got Connor Colby, offensive guard, Iowa, pick 182. You know anything about B.J. Adams from UCF?
Not a whole lot.
Some fan you are. Pick 194.
No, I mean, look, he ran a good 40 at his pro day. I think it was in the 4.45, 4.46 range. I wasn't particularly pleased with anybody in UCF's secondary last year, but for 194, I will admit, with this guy's size and speed, that is a good value pick.
And then I'm not going to lie. Pick 221.
That's that man.
That gets the oh yeah award. Like,
yeah.
oh yeah.
Yeah,
I kind of forgot about him a little bit.
Yep.
Pick 221, Jimmy Horn. Hamby, why? And I haven't, honestly, I forgot about Jimmy Horn because, we get lost with Shadir Sanders and Travis Hunter. Should Jimmy Horn be picked sooner or not? Or is this where he's going?
This is where I've seen him, 6th and 7th round. If you're not familiar, this is the guy who, along with their quarterback, decided to stay at Colorado State. Wait, no, who is this right here?
Jimmy Horn plays at Colorado.
I'm thinking
You're fine. You're good.
My bad.
No, you're good.
No, Jimmy Horn, lost to the sauce of Shador and Travis Hunter.
Yep.
I'm all set.
That's it? Okay. 5'8", 174, 30-inch arms, 8 3/4 hands. Yeah, so the athleticism score kind of hurts, which is crazy because he ran a 4.46, 38-inch vertical, 10.8 in the broad jump, 4.4 in the shuttle. Okay. Strengths, possesses speed to take the top off defenses, hits route stems and turns off without losing speed. Small but fearless. Weaknesses, short, slender frame will raise durability concerns. Release was slowed by physical press versus Colorado State, hampered by focus drops in 2023. Needs tighter turns on in-breaking routes. I don't know. I guess there is the Colorado bias where I did watch a lot of them. So,
yeah. I was thinking of Torrey Horton, by the way.
Okay, close.
That's the Colorado State.
Close, but no cigar.
Yep.
Close, but maybe you got a little secondhand inhale.
Yep.
But yeah, when you look at production score, mixed with athleticism score, this is the 49th wide receiver overall. So take it for how you want, man. I thought he made some big plays at Colorado, but a slender build at 174, and the prospect grade of 5.85 has him as an average backup or a special teamer.
Okay.
So there you go. Hamby, who are you taking here? It's not like it matters for us, but who do you like better?
Yeah.
And we'll go to break because we are a little over.
No problem.
Yep.
Like I said, when you address what I think are the three biggest needs of this Jacksonville Jaguars football team, that being defensive tackle, corner, and receiver, and you do all of those within the first 41 picks, you win, in my book. I think YB400 had a good strategy. He addressed the trenches. He made us a better football team, but I got to go with Cade McCann because he made us better, faster, and we were able to use some of those other picks to address specific needs and kind of gamble a little bit. So I'll be taking C.
Yeah, I get the Will Johnson thing. You like that a lot, but I don't know. I'm going to base this more off what I think is actually going to happen. And that's the trenches being built up front in a big way. So I think a more accurate draft, I think a more draft that's going to be feasible is actually going to be YB400. So I lean towards him, but I think they're both great drafts. So it's really a coin flip, and obviously
this was a strong.
We don't make the calls. Eventually,
a strong duo today.
Eventually, we'll get them on Twitter, I think, to make a vote, or yes. I don't even know.
Yes,
I don't know. Hey, but I don't know.
We will.
I thought we were going to do that, but it's all good. You guys figure it out. I'll keep writing the song. That was Shock Your Mock for today, Hamby. Let's go to break. I'm exhausted. I need a cigarette myself. I don't smoke, though. Don't worry about it. But I'll have my smoothie in the meantime. When we come back, Hamby, what do we got? We're going to have Liv coming in here?
Yes, we will.
For a little bit of Liv's list.
Also, Shock Your Mock is presented by Everbank.
Let them know.
We got lacrosse today. I wasn't aware.
Oh, so here's a fun fact. This makes sense now, yes. Because last night, me and my son were bike riding, and one of the hotels at the beach had, 200 lacrosse kids, it seemed like, outside of the bus.
Like Highland Preppers.
This makes sense now.
Okay.
All right.
You can watch on actionsportsjacks.com.
I like
actionsportsjacks.com. Obviously, it's free. We got Atlantic Coast versus Mandarin at 2. That's the girls. Then we got Bowls versus Lake Highland Prep. That's the boys. That's at 6. Tune into actionsportsjacks.com for some local high school lacrosse. Yeah, we do it all.
And go see Jack Sawyer and Flag Day coming this summer.
When it's time to get a new car for anyone in your family, just remember, nobody but Nimnick, the #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville. Get the latest price breaks on 2023 and 2024 models or the newest 2025 vehicles in the showroom on Phillips Highway or shop online at NimnickBuickGMC.com 24 hours a day. GMC Sierras, Yukons, and the redesigned Acadias, or get the all-new redesigned line with Buicks. It's nobody but Nimnick, and part of the reason why is this is a first-class buying experience here at Nimnick Buick GMC. You're not just a customer, you're a friend. This is about getting a vehicle that best fits you and getting you on the road, and also helping you and your family down the road. Nimnick has a treating you right guarantee, courtesy, respect, fairness, and most Buicks, GMCs, and Jacksonville's only Car Bravo dealer, nobody but Nimnick. Who has put in the most years and stands behind a better experience? Nobody but Nimnick. GMC, we are professional grade.
Action Sports Jax Stuart Weber. Join me and the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation for Jacksonville Takes Steps at Memorial Park on April 12th. This event is dedicated to finding cures and raising awareness for digestive diseases. Register now at actionnewsjax.com.
The Jacksonville Sharks are your champions.
I've been telling you about CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing for a long time now. Their drinking water systems remove up to 99% of contaminants.
We've had a Connecticut water softener and drinking water system in our home for more than 7 years. You can see the difference whether you're washing clothes, the dishes, or what I like to do most, fill this up for some coffee every morning, and mostly all day. Remember, if you're not filtering your water, you are the filter. Don't be the filter.
Save $1,000 or more when you bundle a Connecticut Premier Softener with a Connecticut K5 drinking water system. The experts at CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing will test your water for free and determine your water score. Don't know your water score? CGC will find out and recommend the appropriate Connecticut water treatment solutions so you can improve it. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com. Ask about our 90-day love it or leave it guarantee. CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing, an authorized independent Connecticut dealer. Florida license number CFC 1432579.
Empower a future, inspire a dream. It's a bold but simple mission for the Jacksonville Police Athletic League known as Jax PAL. Help the next generation of kids in Jacksonville shape a brighter future. Their after-school programs, teenage leadership programs. There's community outreach.
This has been just an awesome opportunity to be out here with my colleagues and do something good for the community. It's really been an interesting opportunity to just see everybody work together in a way that we don't normally in the office.
And there's sports. There are also ways you can help the next generation with a donation of any kind. Just visit jaxpal.org to get more information. Empower a future, inspire a dream with Jax PAL.
Most of us know how to throw. But you need to know what to throw. I'm not talking about footballs, baseballs, softballs. We're talking about those items you need to recycle. Republic Services explains it easy. Recycling simplified. 1. Know what to throw. When in doubt, throw it out. 2. Empty, clean, and dry those materials. It takes an extra minute, but it makes a big difference. And 3. Don't bag it. This makes the recycling process faster and more efficient. This is a look at the Republic Services North Florida Recycling Center. You can make this process even more efficient. By utilizing those 3 steps, Republic Services can help you become a better recycler in your home. Learn more at recyclingsimplified.com.
Welcome back to the Brent and Austen Show, streaming on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network.
Let's all have a collective laugh at Brent Martineau. It's one thing for your wild card prediction, your wild card pick, to lose to the White Sox. It's another thing to be having a position player pitch on opening day. That's what the Angels did. That's what Brent Martineau's second wild card pick did yesterday. We got Nicky Lopez on the bump in the 8th inning of opening day, and you're losing 8-0 to the White Sox?
Hey, Hamby. Just me and you right now. No one else is here. We're not streaming. You okay? Do you need a hug?
Oh, I'm good.
Something going, okay.
My team lost. I got to make fun of somebody else.
No, I won't say this. Getting blown out.
Driscoll came in.
Go ahead. Just pick it. Yeah, you got it.
Also, I almost did get tossed again last night. I had the same umpire.
Wait, did you lose to a walk-off? You didn't lose to a walk-off again.
Oh, yeah, well, we did.
Oh, yeah, I got you. But, like, you almost got tossed. Why? It wasn't over the walk-off.
No, it was
okay.
It was over balls and strikes.
Okay. Same ump as before?
Yeah, I've only come close once, and then we had the same umpire. So I was like, all right, I'm going to give him a longer. I have to be very patient because I actually like this guy. I never met him before.
Do you know his name? Is he on Facebook?
I do know his. I actually do remember his name.
Gotcha,
I don't remember his last. I don't know his last name.
Yeah.
But I was like, all right, I got to be more patient.
Sure.
I got to give him a leash.
Yeah.
He ran out of that leash.
Okay.
And the game was still going. I did well.
Okay. Now, is the lack of sleep and the sleep deprivation, do you think it has something to do with you going off on umps?
Well, I didn't go off on him.
Well, you pushing the limit?
Yes, but also it's mostly the performance of the team. If we were winning by 6 runs,
culture, huh?
It would be different.
Culture, Hamby. Hey, Hamby, let's have the post-game press conference. Jason, off to a couple rough starts here. You know, comes down on the wire, losing a very devastating fashion. What are you telling the guys in there? What's the plan going forward here, Jason Hamby?
You know,
just got memed. Taking way too long.
When you look at the game of when you look at the game of baseball, there's just more questions you would have to ask in order for me to tell you about myself. I just can't give you a whole spiel. You know, I'm a fun guy. I don't even know where you're sitting at.
You don't know where I'm sitting at? What is Hamby? What?
That was I just quoted the entire Kawhi Leonard interview.
Oh, okay. I got. Hey, Hamby, from a guy who says that he doesn't watch basketball.
I love that guy, man.
Well, who doesn't watch basketball, and then you just quote Kawhi Leonard in a press conference like I'm supposed to know, like, hey, man, you're all over the grid today.
I am, and
I'm trying to wrangle you in.
Shirt.
And Liv better bring her dog Aspen in here for some emotional support because God knows I need it more than anything right now.
Hey.
Are you good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
Can I talk about one other baseball item?
Please.
This is a happy note. This guy is insane. Tyler O'Neill just hit a home run on opening day.
Yep. What's the score again, by the way?
I think it was like 12.
Sounds like a World Series contender.
That's right. Let's go, baby. 6 straight opening days with a home run for Tyler O'Neill. The batting gloves look like Michael Jackson's.
Oh, no. O.J. Simpson ISO turners, but it was a nice try.
Right. But it doesn't matter what team he's on. I think he's done this with 3 teams.
Really?
Because he was obviously with the Cardinals for a long time. If I'm not mistaken, he was with the Angels last year. That could be wrong. But this is definitely his first year with the Orioles. And the result remains the same.
Interesting.
How is that possible? I don't know.
Yeah.
I do want to give a quick bracket update because we have not yet shouted out who's winning or who's in the lead.
Between us 3 or just in general?
No, well, we in general.
Okay.
I have 440 points, just for reference. Clay Hodges, who has Auburn as his champion, is at 650 points. He is in the 98th percentile.
Yep.
Dogbone 97 has Duke. He has 640 points, so just 10 points behind. He's in the 96th percentile. Yep. And then ESPN fan 534-808-4983, sound like the numbers of pi, has 630 points in the 94th percentile. Please, if you end up winning, edit your name.
What was his name again?
That would be ESPN fan 534-808-4983.
That's my son.
No shot. He didn't have Bama winning it.
Oh, no. Okay, sorry. He's ESPN 5 something else.
There's a lot of ES.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, my bad. Okay.
But anyway. Okay. So those are our 3 at the top. That is your, March Madness bracket update. Your NCAA tournament bracket update presented by Cycles of Jacksonville.
Nice.
Choose your adventure at Cycles of Jacksonville. They got motorcycles, ATVs, boats. You can shop the boats this spring and summer. It's the perfect time to do it. Just go to cyclesofjacksonville.com, and Liv has entered the studio.
Liv has entered the studio, and also equally as important, her emotional support pet, my emotional support pet, through this Hamby just downfall and just crazy. There she is.
There she is. Oh, she's coming back to you.
Thank you. Oh, I know.
Whoa.
Oh, so she's like, hey, man, you need way too much. Yeah, she's like, you're way too stressed for me.
You're bringing me down.
I can only do so much. Like, I'm emotionally supporting you, but like, then she needs one.
Yep.
Liv, can we get Aspen an emotional support animal for her so that I can have her as my emotional support pet?
You know, if I could afford 2 dogs.
Just get her a fish. I don't care.
Oh.
Whatever. Just
a fish?
Just an animal to support her because I need support.
Do you want a fish?
Real quick before we get into Liv's list, back by popular demand, we need to take something from Tampa.
Oh.
And, if the show listened to me, I would say we put all that we steal from Tampa, like, in a template, and we show it on the screen every single time, right? So, like, show, like, the Rays, and, like, show the downtown or whatever. And, like, we just keep adding to the screen. We keep adding to the list, so that way we can keep on track of what we're stealing from Tampa. But we'll use our imaginations, Hamby. What do you want to steal today? Liv, you ever been to Tampa?
I went to the University of South Florida, so
I've
dabbled in
you've been
Tampa.
through there a little bit. So what a better person to ask of what we can steal.
I mean, we got Liv
from Tampa. We did steal Liv, didn't we?
Yeah,
Stole me.
Stole you. Anything else we should steal from Tampa?
Their Riverwalk, which I think we're stealing already.
Did we steal that already?
This
is why we need the screen with the picture.
Yeah.
No, like we haven't stolen it already, like on the show, but like we're in the process.
Yeah, Jacksonville is in the process of stealing a similar concept to Tampa's Riverwalk.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yep.
So we'll steal that today.
We're stealing
the Tampa Bay with Riverwalk.
Aspen's snoot in this shot.
Oh, it's the best.
What else have we stolen?
We only need one thing. But I mean, if you got something better though.
Oh,
is it like a restaurant? Is there some kind of like gathering place?
Oh,
and no, don't say
gosh.
Gasparilla. I don't need pirates here.
It's the one thing they can keep.
I don't need pirates.
Gasparilla.
I've been there a couple times. It's fun, but
Yeah.
I don't need it here.
It's a great time, but
Yeah.
no, I don't need it. We should make our own thing, and
What do
then
you
we
mean?
could. I don't know, like have like a. Do we have anything like Gasparilla?
Oh, good call.
You know what I mean? I don't think
I mean, we have
do.
like a bunch of beach festivals and stuff. But like, yeah, we're not dressing up as anything.
No, what would we dress up as?
Fred Durst.
Okay.
We'd all wear red hats backwards, and then we'd try to go break stuff.
We'll keep,
904 day.
maybe we have what are those angry like where you go and smash stuff, smash.
Oh,
things or
those
something?
you ever been to one of those?
No.
Me neither. I want to go though.
We need to add
Hamby,
that
you
to
ever
our
been?
list.
I need to.
Do you think we need to? Oh,
Hamby's so unhinged.
Hamby's going through it.
Hamby's so unhinged. Yeah, add it to the list. Liv.
Add it to our list.
We
where's
can.
our list?
It's over here.
Oh.
So sorry, I kind of sabotaged it a little bit because I had to write some notes down, but it's fine. It looks great still. So yeah, we can go to church, and then after church we can go to the smash room.
Side of the list.
Well, it was my. I was under stress.
Oh,
sorry.
Gosh, I'm getting a new
But yeah, put the smash room.
smash rooms.
Is
that what they're called?
I probably not. That doesn't sound right, does it?
No.
Phrasing. But yeah, put the smash rooms after church.
Oh, we're going after church?
Not going to go before church. Not going to feel about going to. Not going to feel good about going to church before a smash room. Nope.
I think you go before and then you get all your sins.
Get your sins
forgiven.
out?
Yeah.
See, but the way I look at it, and listen, hey man, church is church, right? But the way I look at it is, I'm going to go to church, Hamby, getting upset. Once again, your political affiliation shining through. I think I'm gonna
nothing to do with politics.
Let's talk about church. I feel like I'm gonna go to church and then like kind of like okay, it's Sunday, football. And then I'm gonna go smash something. You know what I'm saying?
Smash.
Yeah. So smash after. Okay. Now that we got that established, now that we stole another thing from Tampa, Liv's list.
Yeah.
Do we have some topics today?
We do.
Yes.
Let's start with our surprise because last week I told you about the morning routine.
Yes, This dude just popped up in your algorithm. By the way, since we talked about him, it's all I see on Twitter now.
It's everywhere.
It is
by
everywhere.
the way. You're
Yeah.
welcome. And I've seen a lot of like spoof ones, so to say. I saw
Correct.
like an elderly woman do one and she's like rolling out of bed at like 11. She's putting her dentures in at like 11:15. Oh, it's hilarious.
Watching some soap operas, I like it.
Oh, like nap time 4 times, like an hour, it feels
I
like.
can't wait to get older.
Oh, she's
Naps
hilarious.
are gonna kick ass. I can't wait.
I should have put that on here. Anyway, the guy who started it all is a local. Local guy representing the First Coast Buccaneers.
Right up the road?
The dude with the shirt off,
The
with
dude with
the ice
his shirt
water,
off.
is from
Yes.
Jacksonville.
Jacksonville guy.
Wow.
What's his name? Do we know a name?
Ashton Hall.
Okay.
Graduated First Coast, I want to say it was like 2013-ish.
Okay.
Running back for the Buccaneers. I pulled up
Currently?
his huddle.
Currently?
No, he graduated.
Oh, I'm thinking Tampa Bay. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay.
Based off of his running videos?
Yeah, I'm like, does he play for the Buccaneers like Tampa Bay?
No, like
We'll
the
steal
First
him.
Coast Buccaneers.
Okay, gotcha.
Oh,
Okay.
do we steal him too?
Liv would.
Actually, he
Liv would.
remember when we said
Liv
like his
would. I'm good.
you know.
Go ahead.
You know when we said like, oh, his apartment looks nice? Did we like talk about his apartment, or was that my friends?
No. I mean, thanks for getting me confused with your friends.
Yeah,
I thought we're friends too, but it's all good. No big deal. Not gonna ever come pick you up at the airport ever, but it's all good. No, we talked about how like we thought he was like a Fortune 500 like CCO type of dude because like the house was so nice.
He started like a supplement company, lives in Miami.
Okay, steroids.
So maybe we start stealing steroids.
Steroids and Miami go together like peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah.
I've been there many times.
Maybe we steal stuff from Miami now. I wouldn't mind that.
Tampa's Tampa. Miami though.
Miami.
Now we're
next
talking.
level.
Yep.
We need more restaurants like Miami.
Open 24 hours a day too.
With the shows going on.
Yeah, for sure. I agree with you.
So Hamby,
keep the drugs there.
Yeah,
but we'll take the restaurants open 24 hours a day.
We want the fun restaurants. We're doing downtown. Look,
this is
here
him.
he is. There we go.
This is the dude right here.
This is right here. Has a whole bunch of huddle videos.
Liv, can you get an exclusive with him?
Yup.
We should.
Yeah, I mean, how would we pull the trigger on that?
I'm very curious to ask Brent and Dan this if they remember this guy.
Did he play collegiate at all or not? Do we know?
I think I just don't know.
I mean, he's a big dude. You think he would have got a
huge.
But once again, I mean, there's drug testing, so maybe steroid. Yeah,
I mean, he did start a supplement company, so.
Yeah, this dude's legit, huh?
I mean,
dang,
is that against Providence?
Is that embarrassing?
That is.
Andy?
Is this JV or is this real? This is. Wow.
Golly.
Okay, Liv. So he's from Jacksonville.
From Jacksonville.
Huh.
Look at him go. One of our own.
Do we has he done any interviews? Good Morning America. Like what's the latest with this guy?
I haven't seen any of that.
Okay.
But I think we start it with the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network.
I mean, if you say Hawk Tua, you get your own podcast and you get to screw millions of people out of money with some stupid Bitcoin. But this dude, who obviously is taking very good care of himself and using ice water on his face.
By
he's
the
just
way,
a flash in a pan.
I've had a banana every day this week.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it. I couldn't rub the. I couldn't. No. It wasn't giving. I want this on my face.
He went to Alcorn State.
Yeah.
I think that's Mississippi.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think Steve McNair went to Alcorn State as well, if I'm not mistaken. Man, my football knowledge is vast. Okay, well, is that? I mean, do we have any? Liv, can we get an update in a couple weeks of like what this dude's doing?
Maybe we do an Ashton Hall update.
6 career attempts for 8 yards.
At Ashton, or at Alcorn.
Then the drug testing came.
Then came the supplement company.
Then the supplement company is interesting. I mean, listen. With all due respect, at least for my peace of mind, really, I hope he's on something. Because if you're all natural and you're built like that, dude, your whole world revolves around like
banana
working
peels.
out. And good for you, like that's great. But man, there's more to life, right?
There has to be.
But I'm
not doing a 4-hour morning routine. That is like half a day's work.
But Liv, if it gets you that much, notoriety and everything.
Yeah, but look how long it took to do that.
Yeah, are you trying to go viral though or not?
I mean, I'll go I'll do a spoof one.
Okay,
I'll do a spoof, and I hope I go viral for that. I mean, people like do themselves like rolling around in bed for 4 hours, and like that's my morning routine because now it's noon.
That's pretty fun. Yes, because now it's
and
noon.
Here I am.
Yes.
Now I need an afternoon routine. Maybe that's the next hashtag.
I like it, or like a pre-bed routine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Pre-bed routine. We can do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
You got anything else for us?
All right. This is for the Seminole fans watching the show.
Tons of them.
Tons of Seminoles fans. None in this room, I think. But
I mean,
it's
I don't
okay.
mind
My niece wants to go to FSU. So
Oh, really?
yeah, she does. She's turning 16 this month, and she's like, "Yeah, I want to be an FSU."
Poor girl.
Does she like to party, or what? I mean, hey, I'd be a little concerned.
I don't really know.
Because why else you going to FSU?
Yeah.
Permanent cloud over the city. Is she trying to get away from the sun?
Better get her a chaperone.
She's actually in North Carolina, so I think she's getting closer to the sun.
Sure. No, still just as far away.
So it feels. Is it really?
I'm just saying. There's a
Hamby doesn't know.
No, I know. No, there's a permanent cloud over that city.
Oh my gosh, Hamby's
Get him out.
Hamby needs to go to the smash room.
He's got 2 feet in the parking lot already. All right, what do you got from Florida
All
State?
right, FSU just released more renderings of what fans can experience. Check this out.
I'm not for experiences.
Liv, do I have this?
Yeah, the Seminoles renderings in National Source Sports. A little behind the scenes talk there, people. Oh my
Setting
gosh,
them up.
do we not?
Setting them up, passing it to Josh Giddey. Josh Giddey, gonna need you to shoot the 3-pointer.
Okay.
Josh Giddey, we're down by 2. Gonna need you to 3-pointer.
No 3-pointer coming
Josh,
on this one.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, what I always say.
Listen,
it's a good thing Brent's not here.
Good thing Brent's
It's a good thing Brent's not here.
Let's see if I can pull it up.
It's a good thing that you're hanging out with cool uncle and cool aunt, It's
a good
thing that you're hanging out with cool uncle and cool aunt, live in Austin.
Save this segment.
Well, we just let you eat the candy. That's cool. You know, we're the substitute teachers, man. We're just having fun. We threw a video in today. We're not going to teach you anything.
Do you have the Jags draft hats? Those came
Probably
out.
not.
Even though I have.
You got it, Liv. You're doing good. Okay.
Look at this.
Oh, nope. Go back. Now we're in the camera roll.
Hey.
Careful.
Good gracious. See, I can never be a meteorologist.
Yeah.
Which way am I swiping? There we go.
Nice.
All right, new video boards. You notice all those?
This is an arms race for Florida. Yep.
City.
Nice.
Jumbotron.
Yep.
Scoreboard.
Okay.
We like that. Look, it's already.
I love Liv. Like, dude, I love the hustle from you because this is your bit. Your name's on it. Some people can't get pictures, and that's okay. We're still getting it in.
We're saving it.
I like it.
Go.
And how much money again are they spending?
Let's see.
I'm sure
11 ribbon boards. 11 ribbon boards. 1,200 feet long.
Mm-hmm.
Where's the money part of this? It was like, I think something. Was it like 30 million or something? I don't know. Something.
It was a lot.
Hopefully it's worth them not having a spring game.
A lot of money. So yeah,
Nice,
video
Amber.
boards for all of you Seminoles fans will be coming.
Let's
a
go.
lot of them as well.
Let's go.
All right, keeping with the football talk, Jags have released their draft hats.
Hamby, you better have this picture.
Yes, I am getting it.
There we go. We're getting it, people.
What do you need? 5 minutes? Do you want a 5-minute monologue for me and Liv here?
You're unreal.
I'm unreal. I'm unreal.
I'm booking us a smash room right now.
Through all your rants today, through all your unhinged behavior, you couldn't pull up the pictures that Liv sent to you in advance. I can't even get emotional support, dog, because she senses it on me. Sorry, Aspen, for yelling.
Aspen, come here.
She's like, man, I should be in the cold right now, chasing.
So look at her face. That's
Yeah.
face stressed. Look at that.
Yeah.
We're stressed.
She can't handle it.
Nope.
Hamby, we got the thing or not? Okay.
There it is. What do we think? I like them better this year than last year.
Okay. What's on the other side? Like, is there like another? Because there's the bridge.
There's the bridge.
But is something on the other side? No, not really, huh?
No.
Then I don't like it.
I
It's too
didn't notice
unbalanced.
the leaf. What is that leaf?
So I'm gonna be honest.
Is that an olive branch?
Yeah, this looks like my grandpa's old like Korean veteran hat.
Ooh.
Like if you served in Korea, I'm sure Vietnam had these, maybe World Wars had these as well. But like, you know, you get your hat and you let them know, like, hey, show me some damn respect. I fought for your country. That's what this is showing me.
That's giving
That's
veteran?
I'm getting I served in the service and fought in a war type of vibes with this hat.
Okay. I could see that.
Not saying it's a compliment.
I mean, is it better than the hat with the vulgar words?
It is.
Yes.
Oh, no?
Yes,
Yes, it is.
Liv,
Okay.
but that bar was pretty low.
That bar was low, but it
Well,
gave
what?
everyone a chuckle.
I'm so confused. So which one is it? Is it the one with the bridge, or there's different ones?
I guess there's
different
Well,
variations.
then where's Fred Durst? Where's Fred Durst? Where's Limp Bizkit?
The bridge feels so
This is
random
Jackson- it
when
does,
you look
right?
at all of them together.
Like,
Bridge.
do we have other hats like as a comparison? Like, so do you just post something that you're known for? So we posted a bridge.
Oh, like other teams?
Yeah, like what did Green Bay's probably got cheese.
If they have cheese,
What?
you're
Hey,
getting one.
honestly, what else would Green Bay have? though?
That's hilarious.
Or a beer, or a brat, or a little bit of both.
I'm gonna go see if anyone else released.
Please, yeah, let's see if you can find it. Hammy, what are your thoughts about this? Well, Liv does some research here real quick on the fly.
No, Green Bay doesn't have a cheese.
What is it?
It's a bicycle.
Oh, well, see, that makes sense. You know the story with the bicycle?
No.
So,
Inform me.
so when you're at training camp, all the kids bring bicycles because the players ride them. See, that makes sense. We get a bridge.
You guys get a bicycle.
Okay. Can we go one more? Let's go like, I don't know, a divisional. Go Tennessee.
Oh, I was gonna say.
Show me the mayo.
The mayo.
Show me the mayo. Hammy, your thoughts on these hats.
Oh, Tennessee didn't post theirs. What are we doing? Oh my god.
Hey, man. I'm trying to have a conversation with you about the Jaguars hat. And you go back to the Florida State renderings that we bypassed 5 minutes ago. My headphones are off, so I can't hear you talk because I threw my headphones out of frustration. Let me get them real quick.
Oh my god.
Are you talking?
No, he wasn't talking.
I got him.
Hammy, your thoughts on the hat?
It's all right. I wouldn't buy it.
Okay.
I'm a hat guy, and I wouldn't buy it.
Oh my.
Everything's okay, everybody. Aspen is out of the room.
Aspen left. Aspen's so over this.
Aspen has left the building.
Liv, do we have Tennessee's?
We don't have Tennessee.
Okay,
we
that's
don't have
fine.
the Colts. What about the Texans? They took everything from us. They're the.
They did. They took a Christian Kirk. They took Trevor Lawrence's playing ability for the year.
Oh no.
Nothing for Houston?
Nothing.
Okay.
What are we doing? I guess we're just on top of our game here in Jacksonville and in Green Bay.
All right. We got any other stories, Liv?
No, those are my 3.
Nice.
I'm keeping it to 3 because you guys ranted a lot today.
Well,
with,
yeah.
Yeah. And of course, you have to go as long as you possibly can with Coach.
Oh, wasn't that great?
There was a lot of comments
Not gonna
saying
lie.
how inspirational Coach was.
I was getting
we got
emotional.
what is that?
What is that?
Don't know.
That looks like, did they win the World Series in Cincinnati?
What is that?
Is that the Reds win the World Series? Is that a piano? What is that?
Is that?
I got nothing. Hey, we got any more?
know. What is that?
So we just pick these apart for the next 10 minutes and go
We do
off
need
our
to get
lives?
one more break in.
We have to get another
okay.
break. Do you have to get another read in?
Well, Hammy, do you know what button to press for the break, or do you need some time to set that up? Guess you need some time. Yeah, Liv, what is that?
I don't. We have to look that up.
Okay.
I couldn't.
No idea.
Nope.
So now maybe all of a sudden the bridge isn't looking so bad for Jacksonville.
Yeah, ours looks pretty well compared to that.
All right, Hamby, let's go ahead and take a break if we can. We'll regroup. We'll reset. One more segment, then we're going home. Yeah, there's the renderings, from 20 minutes ago that Liv showed on her cell phone. Great to have them now, though. Those look great. I mean, actually, it does look. I mean, Liv, no disrespect to you, but these do look a little better on the
They
screen.
do. Well, obviously.
Yeah.
I would give it that.
I'm really getting a better picture now.
Now you can feel like you're there.
Where are the ghosts, though? Did they need those ghosts lined up so you can kind of see like where people would be? Like the ghosts,
Oh, you need little people
like the
in there?
shrimp pad. Yeah, the little people.
Hamby, draw those during
Speaking
the
of the Shrimp, their first game is tonight.
Shrimp!
Home opener next Tuesday night.
Dude can hit a segue still, though. I'll give him that much.
There you go.
It's one of the hot spots in the area.
Welcome you to String Sports Brewery out at the beach. Big crowd on hand tonight. The fans are here.
And now, the newest hot spot at the beach is open. String Sports Brewery in Jax Beach has opened its doors with rave reviews.
We're going to be fans forever.
Cozy up to the bar, grab a seat in the sports-themed restaurant, or grab a seat outside and feel that breeze coming off the beach as the weather warms. Just like the original location in Springfield, try the popular beer menu and come for lunch or dinner too, because the food is fantastic.
We got a special guest in the house. He's happy. He's feeling good. He's Trayvon Walker.
It's where we hosted Jags Report Live in the football season, and the String Sports Brewery staff can't wait to host you. Hey, welcome back here to String Sports Brewery. And if you haven't checked out the new location in Jax Beach, you got to do it. String Sports Brewery, now with 2 locations in Springfield and now open in Jax Beach on Penman Road.
People helping people. It's at the core of what Alive Credit Union is all about, and it's been that way for over 70 years. From the start in 1954 to today, the mission remains to inspire financial wellness and give you a financially fit lifestyle. Alive Credit Union and its employees are committed to not only serving their valued members, but also our community here in Northeast Florida. I had a chance to see that commitment firsthand as Alive partnered with our Action Sports Jax 24/7 team to bring you Armada men's and women's soccer broadcasts. Inside the 18, it is a shot, and it's a goal! Chloe Chivers! And that connection to the community continues with Alive Credit Union's support of the Police Athletic League of Jacksonville. Alive Credit Union's commitment to our community also involves serving the financial needs of all first responders through the recent merger partnership with City and Police Federal Credit Union. Join the community and become a member of Alive Credit Union today. Find out the many ways you can be inspired in financial wellness at alivecu.coop.
You trust CGC to make your water great, and now you can trust CGC with your plumbing needs as well. Fast, convenient scheduling, licensed and insured. A quick call away at 904-552-1242.
You never know when you're going to have an issue with a shower, toilet, or maybe it's a sink that sometimes is easy to fix. All right, let's be honest. I'm not fixing anything. I'm totally staging this because when I have a plumbing problem, I call CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing.
Trained professionals, transparent pricing, customer satisfaction. Small problem or even a bigger issue. Right now, you can take 10% off any water heater. The experts with 25 years of experience at CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing can do it all. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com. For a limited time, CGC is waiving the trip charge on all related plumbing calls. CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing, an authorized independent Connecticut dealer. Florida license number CFC 1432579.
For the game day hustle and every day in between, juggling my show Jags Social to going under the Friday night lights and a social life, it's a daily tournament. But this ride, MVP status. The all-new 2024 Lincoln Nautilus isn't just my car, it's my personal locker room, office on the go, and VIP lounge on wheels. Let's talk tech. My profile remembers everything from customizing my dash display to setting the ambient lighting and my signature scent. And wireless charging, essential for live tweeting scores. Whether I'm packing for a beach day with friends or heading to the gym, there's space for every passion. After dominating all day, this becomes my recovery zone. The massage feature is like having a personal PT on call. Life's a non-stop game, but with this ride, I'm always on my A game. The 2024 Lincoln Nautilus. Drive your passion.
I'm ready to show my hand, ready to take a stand, wait on a sign above, and I am ready, ready, 'cause I just live for the game, 'cause I just live for the game, 'cause I just live for the game. The crowns for the tape. I got it. Iconic. I'm built to win. Back to back, I do it again. I'm iconic. I'm one of a kind. I'm iconic.
Welcome back to the Brent and Austen Show, streaming on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network.
There they are. We've done some research during
see
this
ya,
5-minute
Hamby.
break.
Just trying to finish strong.
Yeah, aren't we all? One not pictured on here that I thought was the most pretentious was the Dallas Cowboys, who had the outline
Hear it.
of the United States of America and then a giant star over it. Put it back, please, Hamby.
Finish. No, Austin's walking out.
Yeah, hey, I put a whole thing on there with 15 of the hats. Let me just mention the one that's not on there.
Just go ahead and finish the show. I was getting to the other ones. I was just saying the Dallas one. Okay?
Oh, my God.
Yeah, so the Dallas, it's America's team, so they have an outline of the United States and the star. Cool.
Oh,
now,
God.
getting back to these hats that are on the screen, like I was going to segue to if I had a shot, if I had an opportunity. Lib, what are you seeing here? I see Sasquatch
The one, yeah,
in
Sasquatch
Seattle.
got me. That one was hilarious.
We're still trying to figure out it's like a greaser jacket on the Rams.
On the Rams. Yeah, I don't get the Rams. It's
like
Raiders?
a Letterman jacket.
I don't know what's on the Raiders.
That looks like the outline of their stadium.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
It looked like an old school plane, and I was like, I'm pretty sure our first flight did not happen in Las Vegas. And I think they're confused.
Yeah.
Okay, outline of the stadium.
The Chargers looks like the Rock and the Mockingjay from Hunger Games. That's what Katniss Everdeen was wearing when she put the bow and arrow to that one dude.
Is
the
she
old
from
dude.
Los Angeles? Is she a Chargers fan?
Is Jennifer Lawrence? Well, maybe.
I don't know.
That can't be it.
Things that don't make sense. Raiders missed one. They should have put like cards, or is that like too close to gambling or something? I don't know.
You can do that. I just want to put like something like the black hole. You know, I don't know. Like just put.
I don't like no.
Put a
Raiders,
skull there too.
Raiders is a miss for me. Okay, Falcons. I get what you're doing with the Georgia peach. It just looks like a gold coin is on there.
Looks like you're playing Little Mario.
Yeah, or
Kansas,
Pac-Man.
Kansas City got a little cocky with their decibel rating.
I like that though.
You like it? You like them showing off a little bit?
I like the cockiness.
Okay.
Yeah. I
Okay.
love the Saints umbrella. I think that's cool. The Buccaneer skull scares the living Evans out of me.
I like it.
It does not look like the skull on their flag.
Not even close, but I still like
No.
I like me a good skull.
It needs to be better. It just looks like a kid from kindergarten drew it up and slapped it on there.
Tennessee with an acoustic guitar.
I like
Should
the
have had Kid
guitar.
Rock. Yeah,
I like.
okay.
I don't like the Titans, but I like the guitar.
Okay.
What else we got?
I mean, I like the Broncos with the mountain there.
Broncos is cool. I'll give them that. Panthers
I like the
could have
Saints
been
with
creative.
the umbrella.
Don't
Panthers
put double
kind of
mascot.
Panthers kind of phoned it in a little bit. You could have like an IPA beer or something.
Something like
Yeah.
we missed the mark on some of these.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, Hammy, you
We
got
have more. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Okay. Vikings.
Where's the Cowboys?
That's coming.
Hammy,
Still don't know the Bengals
Hammy,
one.
these are we literally just talked about.
Ravens
okay,
with the crab.
there's some new ones.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. Ravens with the crab. We're on this side.
Yeah, I got you.
We saw the Packers one. I
There's a
like
wheel
the
with
bikes.
there's a wheel with the Lions for the
Motor
Motor
City.
City. There's just another guitar for.
Oh, they even put Motor City. They didn't even put Detroit.
Oh, I didn't see that part. See, okay, I like that then. Mile High City in Denver. Didn't notice that either.
Oh, nice. All right.
Oh, so it's like
big-
okay, I see what we're doing, Hamby.
Yeah, half and half.
I didn't even recognize that.
There we go.
Look in the middle.
Giants
Cowboys,
should just
strong.
have a tombstone with Daniel Jones' name on it, saying we're finally moved on from him. Sorry, Brent Martineau.
Commanders with the pig.
Yep, I like that.
Like that. Bills again. It's just like the Panthers with the buffalo. Like you could have
Yeah.
done something else.
Big old chicken wing.
Ooh, chicken wings. See, that would have been fun.
Big old chicken wing there.
chicken wings. Patriots with the Lombardi, of course.
A little cocky though. It's been a while.
Yeah, honestly, like
Been a while.
Chiefs, I get. You can be cocky with that. This you can't be cocky with.
It's been a while, New England. All right.
There's your cow. Jets with the Liberty torch, and Eagles with the Liberty bell.
Hamby, how we doing on time, man?
We got 4 minutes.
Okay.
4 minutes to break these down. Oh,
All
sorry.
right. That was all of them?
There's my shower bun. Shower today, everybody.
Looking good, Liv.
Thank you.
All right, how are we going to close this show out, anybody? Anybody got any good ideas?
So I tweeted a lot of Driscoll stuff on the Action Sports Jax Twitter page.
Right on, check it out.
I think we just created another segment with Real Talk with Coach.
I like it. I mean, listen,
Right?
yeah, and this is. I mean, he said this a couple times during the interview, but also after. Like, I like the real conversation.
It got
you know,
real.
like I like, and did I get a little emotional?
Oh, I saw watery eyes, people. I saw you and Coach at the same time.
No, that was the lighting. That was the lighting, Liv. That was the lighting.
I saw some tears.
That was the lighting. No, that was really good.
That was good stuff.
Yep. Oh, also, I guess to close out the show too. I think I can talk about it because Brent allowed me to talk about it. I was on Jaguars Happy Hour yesterday, and if you want to check me out on there, go check it out. It'll be on the Jaguars website. It's on the Jaguars YouTube channel. Shout out to JP Shadrick for having me on that show. And surprisingly, people were, because I had to replace Jeff Lageman and Tony Baselli, no pressure or anything.
No big
like,
deal.
oh, I don't know. Jeff Lageman had 50 sacks, and you got me, and then Tony Baselli. Oh, I don't know.
Pro Football Hall of Famer sitting in
or
that
so.
seat. Yep.
And you have a guy who
Austen Lane
likes anime, so it's
I'm
really
in
cool.
the comments now, Austin. The people liked it.
Yeah, no, it went really good, and I was pleasantly surprised to see some of the comments. Man, they're all positive because you're always a little leery, like, oh, he's not Jeff Lageman, he's not Tony Baselli. It's like, yeah, I'm definitely not. I'm just
But how
trying to
many
make it, man.
times did you name drop the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network or the Brent and Austin show?
Two
Twice?
times. 2 times, and then JP dropped it. I want to say like 3 times, so it was 5 times total.
Okay.
I
think that's a pass.
We reached the quota.
Yeah, I think
You know
so.
what I'm saying? Yeah.
Just
Now I will say this: a 1-hour show with three breaks.
Yeah. Long?
Not at all. Hey, long.
Oh.
Yeah,
Nice.
it's
I was like,
something.
what?
I was like, oh, it's done already. Excuse me.
Yeah.
I'm used to
when
going-
you sit here for 3 hours and
I'm
do
used to
it.
going for 3 hours, yelling at Hamby for 2 hours. So yeah, it was a nice change of pace. But hey, we always find a way, Hamby, don't we?
Yes, sir.
We always
Another
find a
week
way
in the books.
What time the Braves playing today?
We got a late one today. I think we're at 9:40 on the West Coast.
Mr. Pico, Liv showered. Thank you for noticing. I have the wet hair. I don't know if this
is that
it's a thing now. I don't know. I mean, I like to shower 4 times
I mean,
a week.
it worked for the guy in the morning routine, Liv. If
4
you
or
want to
5?
take it to the bathroom and start doing your thing there,
Listen, it is different.
Do whatever you want to. Just go viral. That's fine.
Girls have 2 different showers. There's the everything shower.
Really?
And there's the rinse. Yeah. The everything shower is full send.
You have 2 showers? Wait.
There's different showers.
I thought you meant like showers, like
categories,
different.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. So there's a full send, like.
Full send.
How long is that taking?
Oh,
Hamby, I don't care if we have a minute.
that's
This
an
is
hour.
important stuff.
And then there's the rinse
You
shower.
spend an hour in the shower?
If you're doing an everything shower, at least 30 minutes.
Liv.
At least.
We
30
need to have a discussion after the show. You aren't spending 30 to 45 minutes in a shower per pop.
Everything shower. Let's go. I'll break it down. In the.
Whoa, I can't believe we're
After
going to the weekend like this now. All right, well, hey, for Liv Tassley stopping by, appreciate it. For our emotional support, Pet Aspen, thanks for not really being there for me today. For Brent Martineau on the road, he'll be back on Monday. For Jason Hamby, hey, it was a day. It was something. It was an experience. Pushing all the right buttons, though, nonetheless. I'm Austen Lane. Have a great weekend. Stay safe. Stay casual. And we'll check you out on Monday. Peace.